3 hours or so. But I want to start not with any of those topics, but I want to start with baseball, of course, with USA and Mexico playing yesterday in the World Baseball Classic. I locked into that game really at a point where I set my phone down and was really diving deep into that matchup. And after 5-0, it felt like USA was well on their way with Roman Anthony hitting a big-time bomb to right. Aaron Judge, of course, once again hitting a home run in this World Baseball Classic. I think he's up to 2 or 3. I can't remember how many home runs Aaron Judge has hit in the World Baseball Classic proper. I don't know if it counts if he hits it against the Giants. That's probably the one I'm remembering as one of his home runs. I don't know if it counts in the statistical category because it didn't happen in the World Baseball Classic. So I think he's up to 2, Aaron Judge is, for home runs in the World Baseball Classic. But he rises again as usual, gets the big home run to get USA started. 5-0. You feel like the United States is well on their way to a sort of victory, but then Jarren Duran hits a little solo shot over the Crawford boxes last night in left field. You also get Mexico rolling in some offensive opportunities. Jarren Duran, once again, sparking the offense with a big hit that got it to 5-2. Eventually, Mexico scratched across another run, and suddenly they have the tying run in the 8th inning at the plate. And I think they got a little hyper-aggressive in their at-bats because falling behind 0-2, they were really feeling the blood in the water. And unfortunately for Mexico, I think that over-eagerness played out in their at-bats. And so for those who were probably rooting for Mexico, that's exactly how I saw it last night. The United States taking advantage of that. And it was one of those classic baseball games last night where two teams are playing very well, playing hard. And I really enjoyed a well-played baseball game last night. United States getting their first win over Mexico national team. So the underdogs went out. I'm kidding. I know Mexico probably considered an underdog in that game, but I wonder if this is the last time we see these two teams play. I know Japan just got shut out by an electrician from Czechia before they put up 9 runs this morning in the 8th inning. So there's that storyline. Is Japan a little vulnerable right now going into this final, or is it Dominican Republic and bust in this World Baseball Classic? We have certainly seen a lot of thrilling action in this World Baseball Classic, but I think last night's game, USA-Mexico, was my favorite so far. And I'm not just doing that with the biases. I think that was a really enjoyable baseball game last night. And I hope they play again. I really do. I don't know if they will. But it would be fascinating if United States and Mexico meet in a championship in Miami. But Mexico's got a lot of young players that are exciting players, certainly say the least, with a good mix of certain talent around Major League Baseball. So World Baseball Classic has been delivering. I would consider that heavily as something to watch for. I know USA plays Italy tonight, right? Italy is the opponent for the United States, so we'll look to see how the United States does in this one. Now, USA has already clinched their spot in the next round, so win or lose tonight, it doesn't really matter except maybe seeding-wise where they'll sit. Mexico has a must-win tomorrow against Italy. Regardless of what happens to Italy tonight, Italy will have a win-and-you're-in game with Mexico tomorrow to see who gets out of pool play, and that would be fascinating to see it all develop over there in Houston tomorrow. So that could be a really fun one tomorrow if you're watching the World Baseball Classic. It's delivered, folks. I think it's delivered. And also the drama last night, if you're thinking of the Cal Raleigh versus Randy Arozarena situation and the handshake. This is the second time we talked about handshakes and drama, and now this is between teammates. And didn't Randy Arozarena say he said in 4 languages, screw you, basically, to Cal Raleigh last night in 4 different languages that he knew?
I don't know if it was 4 different languages, but he said it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Twice, basically.
Yeah.
Cuban style and Mexican style.
Yeah.
And then he said it in English, too, so.
Certainly a lot to discuss if you're a Mariner fan. And I asked Joe about it, and Joe was up. He said he was up till 2 a.m. reading the Reddit boards of what Mariner fandom was discussing of whether Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh have trouble in paradise right now between both teams.
I think it's just, it's part of what makes this tournament different.
Right.
Those little fights.
The height of competition, teammates in certain leagues and foes in another. I'm assuming you see that in World Cup and Euro Cup action and all that. The guys who used to play with each other or are used to playing with each other in the Champions League and all, whatever leagues they play in. But then when it comes to the international side of things, suddenly you're a foe and I'm trying to beat you, and I'm not trying to be friendly with you. This is how I compartmentalize myself and put myself in the height of competition. I feel like Cal Raleigh has a right to not shake Randy Arozarena's hand. It's tricky, though, right? Because he's a teammate. It's not just some guy. It's a teammate, and you're probably good with that teammate.
I feel like they might be friends,
yeah.
or friendly at least,
But I wonder if it spills in. Baseball players are sensitive, man, and Randy Arozarena is certainly a passionate dude, and I would take it as that might take a little bit of mending once Cal Raleigh and Randy Arozarena get back in the same locker room with Seattle in, less than a week from now, because I think the championship's on the 17th, so we're a week from the championship of the World Baseball Classic. So I'm going to find that very interesting to see how they both react in that situation. Because if I'm Cal Raleigh, I'm feeling a certain way in the height of competition. I'm ready to strike you out. I'm ready to work with my dude, Paul Skeens, to ensure you don't get on base. I need to see you as the enemy.
Well, I mean, something happened because he went, 0 for 3?
Yeah, they certainly did.
And he's one, he's one of the best bats that Mexico has. So
yeah. Randy Arozarena was a little, maybe that shook him the entire night. And that's probably why he didn't perform as well.
Threw him off
A little bit. And if you're a USA fan or if you're Cal Raleigh, all is well that ends well, right? With a win.
Yeah.
Last night, Jared Duran was the only bright spot for me for Mexico last night.
Yeah, he went 2 for 3.
Yeah, and he had the couple big hits. So Jared Duran certainly. If I'm a Red Sox fan, I was last night selfishly feeling like, all right, Jared Duran's going to be doing this. At least I'm happy seeing it both sides. It was a good night for me being a Red Sox fan with Jared Duran hitting a homer, Roman Anthony hitting a tank last night, Garrett Whitlock getting the save, Red Sox reliever Garrett Whitlock shutting it down for the U.S. I was feeling great about it all last night as a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, there was a moment there that I felt that U.S. might take off, and then Mexico kept it close. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Now it's up to Italy to make it
Well, I think that's going to be a very underrated game on tomorrow. I think between Mexico and Italy, between two teams. That Italy's been somewhat strong now.
I feel like if Italy loses tonight, they're done, right?
No, they're 2-0. Italy is 2-0 right now, and Italy doesn't have a loss. They beat Great Britain. They beat Brazil. Now they have to go through USA and Mexico. All they have to do is win one of those, and they're well. Actually, tonight really doesn't matter for Italy. Tonight really doesn't matter for Italy.
I mean, if they win, then they'll be.
Well, if they win, we could get into this three-way tie situation. Like Italy beats United States beats Mexico, and if Mexico beats Italy, then we're in this three-way tie situation for 2 spots. So, actually, I'm going to pull back from what I just said. Tonight matters a lot for the United States to solidify their top spot.
Yeah.
In moving on. So
the top spot.
Yeah. Because then you
think about it, Mexico got all the runs against.
Yeah.
And that counts as a tiebreaker.
Yeah. And Mexico really took it to Brazil the other time. Looking at Italy's. They got Jack Caglione. They've got John Birdie. Miles Mastrobuoni. I love that name.
Mastrobuoni.
Yeah. Vinny Pasquantino. Thomas Ajacci. It's Jared Lorenzen tonight against Nolan McLean for the United States. So Jared Lorenzen for Italy, and Nolan McLean, the stud Mets farmhand pitcher that's going tonight. So that is the fourth starter for the United States in this group play. So go take care of business, see what you can do. And Mexico's, at least you get a day off to regroup and get back to it and reset your pitchers. Everyone gets a day of rest with it because they threw a lot of pitchers last night. I really thought the Mexico had some really effective lefty pitchers out there, really good arm slot angle guys that were frustrating
When
the
I
U.S.
saw,
bats.
I didn't have time to watch the entire game.
Yeah.
And when I saw how many pitchers they went out there, I was like, they
Duct
just
tape
threw
and
the entire
duct tape and WD-40. They were throwing as the what Mexico has their finest out there to prevent the United States from scoring more runs. And by the way, I thought they did a pretty darn good job keeping it to 5.
It worked.
Keeping it to 5 last night. So I can't wait. I can't wait for tonight. Can't wait for tomorrow. USA plays at 5, I believe, and then Mexico and Italy play at 5 tomorrow. So World Baseball Classic, group play wrapping up in the next couple days. And then we get into everything with the knockout stage because that's when the drama starts. That's when the drama gets real for a lot of players. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I've got to set up this interview with Vance Wahlberg. We are going to have a conversation with him ahead of the Mountain West tournament. We did this with Coach Ryan McCarthy back on Friday, and Vance was gracious enough to hop on a phone call today with us before they flew out to Las Vegas. So let's take a break. When we come back, my conversation with Vance Wahlberg next, right here on Behind the Bench. We're just getting started on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Get ready, Fresno. It's time for the madness. The road to the championship is here, and every buzzer beater, upset, and bracket buster is live on ESPN Fresno. From the opening tip to the Final Four, hear every moment of the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament right here. Stay locked into ESPN Fresno for all the madness. This March Madness coverage is brought to you by Lee's Air, Lynn's Restaurant Group, M-Cubed Technologies, Pacific Steel Supply, and Pioneer Equipment.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Cyber criminals stole $10 trillion from U.S. businesses last year. Did you know that 75% of businesses hit with ransomware do not survive? Is your company protected? Could your company survive a real-time cyber attack? Get a free consultation from M-Cubed Technologies today. Our team of cyber professionals are here to help and protect you from this real threat. Don't fall victim to cybercrime and risk losing your business. Contact M-Cubed Technologies today at mcubedtechnologies.com.
Citrus season is in full swing. When harvest pressure is on, Kubota delivers dependable power, easy operation, and the performance growers rely on in the Grove. There's still time to get the right tractor this season at Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, has the equipment, parts, and service you need when timing matters most. Make this citrus season count. Visit Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer today at pioneerequipmentca.com.
The one thing I love about spring is it's time for the new golf clubs. They're here. Are you ready to upgrade your golf game? The new clubs have arrived at Roger Dunn, and they're game changers. Check out the new Quantum from Callaway, or the QI4D from TaylorMade, plus the latest release from Ping, Titleist, and Cobra Golf. Come in, get professionally fit, and find out which clubs are built for you and your swing. The good weather's coming, and remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
The Central Valley Sports Leader has you covered for the local angle with the Central Valley Sports Report hosted by Paul Meadors. Paul is back for year 5 and is ready to give you the insight and knowledge of everything you need to know when it comes to high school sports. From the coaches and player interviews to the game recaps week by week, as well as talking with all the insiders that have the pulse when it comes to prep sports in the Central Valley. Central Valley Sports Report, airing 10 a.m. to noon, live from First String Sports every Saturday on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
This tax season, make your refund go further at Fashion Furniture. Get up to $250 instantly toward your furniture purchase. From living rooms to bedrooms, even new outdoor furniture for spring, now is the time to save. Make your tax refund go further with up to $250 in instant savings towards your purchase. Only at Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Again, Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. We're going to advance on in here in a minute here, but I wanted to announce a couple of all Mountain West honors, and Fresno State has some dudes that got some all Mountain West honors. Gabe Camarillo tweeted this stat out. First time we've had Fresno State basketball players honored in the Mountain West Conference since Orlando Robinson back in 2022. So Jake Heidbreder earns a third-team All-Mountain West honor, while Deshaun Gorey gets an All-Mountain West honorable mention. So this was selected, obviously, from the head coaches of the conference, as well as some selected media members who vote on the all-conference teams. And it is certainly a refreshing sign for this basketball program to get a couple guys who are going to be honored from the conference here and are showing up in these postseason awards. And certainly it's been a few years since we've had that, 4 years to be exact. Heidbreder, of course, has been phenomenal in his senior final campaign. I wish Gorey got a little bit of freshman honors here as well, but you can't ask for everything. I thought maybe he got skunked a little bit because of that, because of his where we thought he was going to be to where he is now. Certainly deserves some true freshman honors for the Bulldogs. And the hope is that Deshaun Gorey can be back for this team next year. Certainly in this era of NIL, who knows what that'll look like. All right. Wanted to mention that. And by the way, the caveat is we don't go into this with Vance Wahlberg because we recorded this interview earlier today. So we were not aware of the honors when it happened. So Vance Wahlberg talking to us earlier today. First time you're hearing this interview, Vance Wahlberg flying out to Vegas this morning. So here is our interview with Vance Wahlberg, head coach of Fresno State men's basketball. All right, we're joined on the Lee's Air Hotline by none other than the head coach of the Fresno State men's basketball team, Vance Wahlberg, joining me now a day ahead of what is going to be a very exciting Mountain West tournament. Vance, pleasure to have you on the air, and thanks for stopping by here on a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to be talking with you, of course, as you get set for your second Mountain West tournament and your final Mountain West tournament, considering everything that's changing next year with the conferences. But as you are getting ready to roll here, we can hear the airport in the background. Things are going to be exciting for this team, and what steps it can take. But how are you anticipating this Mountain West tournament as you get set to go here?
Oh, I think it's wide open. I think if you talk to anybody, I guarantee there's 5, 6, 7 teams that think they can win it. Feel they can, and have a legitimate chance of winning it. I think Utah State ended up with 5 losses this year, maybe 6. I mean, it's been a kind of a crazy league. It's not a league where one team just went through and kind of controlled it the whole way through. So I think it's going to be a really neat tournament.
Yeah, really deep tournament, right? And it showed how deep the conference was. And you've seen all of these teams at least once, right? And so in your vision with how Fresno State was handling this Mountain West schedule this year, which I thought, a lot of close competitive games with this conference, How would you evaluate your team and the way it navigated the Mountain West this year?
Well, I mean, obviously we took, I think, a pretty big step forward considering what happened last year. I'm very proud of the kids. I think one thing we did is I thought we got good quality kids. I think anybody that's been around them would tell you they're first class. They work their tail off. Obviously, the more money you have, the better team you can have nowadays. That's just the way it is in college basketball. But I felt for what we had and what they gave, I thought they did a very good job. Obviously, I think we ended up losing 2 games by 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, something like that. We lost a lot of close games, which, always comes back as a head coach at Honshu, because you feel like you could have done 1 or 2 more things. You could have won the game for the players. But, I thought, we took some big steps forward this year. Very proud of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And some guys individually took some big steps and some players, doing that for you. Who's taken the biggest step? I think there's an obvious answer for you, but who took the biggest step for you this season?
Well, I would think everybody's going to say Deshaun Gorey. I think Deshaun was one who, when he came in, when we got him last year, we signed him. He was a prep school kid, and I honestly felt he'd be in that 10 to 12, 13 range on our team, But Deshaun, took advantage because the player he actually took over for was Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
When Nathan Zulliman tore his ACL in the second exhibition, that opened the door for Deshaun, and he never looked back. He's gotten better and better. The kid believes in himself a ton. He's got a ton of confidence. Obviously, we got to get some more weight on him and do some other things there. But, you're going from where you expect the kid to be your 10th or 12th man to where you average over 15 points a game and, I think, 7 rebounds in conference. That's a pretty darn good effort.
Yeah, absolutely. And your vision for Deshaun, for this first year and what he can be, of course, I'm excited to see what he can do in like a tournament atmosphere, right, in a game like this one coming tomorrow and what kind of differences tournament games bring out in players. And, Coach, is there any difference to that? Now you have this tournament ahead of you and you have a chance to win in advance, obviously. What does it do for players like him that are in that kind of atmosphere as opposed to just a random Tuesday or Saturday night?
No, it's a do or die, and I think anytime you get to that situation, obviously there's a little bit more pressure on you, and everybody knows, I call it March Magic. Some people call it March Madness. You never know what's going to happen. You hope you can catch that, lightning in the bottle and then do some really good things. And, I think somebody like Deshaun and some of the players we have, they're hoping for that. That's what you work for. You put everything in. You try and keep them semi-healthy. Because at this time of the year when you get done with 31, 32 games, you're a little beat up. But it's something, that they look forward to.
And it takes a couple of above and beyond performances, right, from the normal output.
Oh.
And so when you look at the roster and who you have available, I'm sure there's some guys you say, okay, I think they could have that above and beyond potential there.
Well, we need it. There's no doubt. The odds are, Zion won't be able to play out, so you're losing your point guard. We lost DJ Douglas, probably our best shooter. You lose DJ Stickman, probably our best defensive player. Jack Manny has been out. I don't know if, he hasn't practiced since the sprained ankle. We're going to see what happens today, but he was limping around yesterday. So you're down a few players. So, again, my whole thing is whenever you got a few down, that opens the door for somebody else, and hopefully that, they have that little magic and they can knock down some shots and play some really good defense for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you have that matchup with Colorado State, and it's a matchup that you've played tight games with. You split the season series with you. Now, I think, and obviously it was a little bit of a different rotation going into either of those games with Colorado State. And, of course, Colorado State, one of the most hot teams coming into this tournament. But I get a sense that this team is one that you can play and be sticky to, right, with the Colorado State Rams. What stands out about this matchup?
Well, again, we're going to that game expecting to win. I mean, We may not, but we're sure as heck going to give everything we have. They're one of the top 10 shooting teams in the country. They're number one in our conference from knocking down the three. We got to really make sure we do a good job on that. They do have, when they upset New Mexico at New Mexico last week, they had 10 threes from just their bigs. 5 from Jorgensen, 3 from Memba, and 2 from Kalukas. So when you can get 10 threes from your 4 and 5, that's pretty special. Mm-hmm. So, they're going to obviously stretch us out. It's not Wilson's biggest strength. So we got to find a way to do some damage inside with Wilson and just kind of see how the game goes.
And of course, a team that shoots a lot of threes, you could potentially make them a lot of misses happen, and long rebounds traditionally come off of those threes. So, is it a little bit of rebound discipline when it comes to a team that shoots a lot of threes like that?
Definitely. And what you can't do, and we have a habit of doing sometimes, is like you said, long shots usually produce long rebounds. Sometimes we get ourselves trapped in too deep, bounces out, and they get another quick three, and that's usually the three that's going to go in. When you get that offensive rebound, kick out three, that's the one we really try to work on, and every other team does the same.
And so when you talk about Wilson and his ability inside and be able to lock down on that, how much of that is his instinct in there, and plus some other guys that can be in that as well. Deshaun, of course, being a rebounder sometimes as well. How much is that worked on in practices leading up to a game like that?
Oh, every day. We work on our box out drills. We work. If you're going to have anything, the players know defense starts on our shot. Okay, we got to be able to make sure on our shot that we have our 1 and 2 back, and it ends when we get that rebound. And that's the biggest thing. I thought we played some pretty good defense through the year, but then all of a sudden, we give up that offensive rebound, and that makes that 20 seconds of playing great defense useless. So we know we got to be disciplined and be able to do that.
I want to give some compliments to some guys that you actually had a senior night this year. I know you didn't have one last year, really just no seniors, with the situation. But this year you had a couple seniors to honor, and Jake Highbretter, I know you're going to miss him, and you're kind of treasuring every minute you got with him left on the season. But how put into words what he has really brought in as a one-year player with this team, and what you're going to miss about Jake.
Well, Jake is the type of kid that I hope that we can pull 1 or 2 of those every year. He's a grad senior, phenomenal person. I mean, he's a darn good player, but he's a much better person than he is a player. And I think that's a phenomenal compliment to him and his family, the way he's been raised. Just I call pro. He's there early. He stays late. He gets his shots up. He's a phenomenal teammate. It's a dream that you always want. I always say when you can have your 2-3 best players be your 2-3 best hardest workers, that's when you know you have a special team. And Jake is definitely one of those guys.
And Jake is not afraid to attack, right? He's not afraid to get to the line. And in tournament games like this, Vance, you take advantage of the free throw opportunities that you have, right? And if it gets down to a little free throw game towards the tail end, Jake's a good weapon to have.
No, it definitely is. But I'll tell you this, Phil. Tournament games, if you think the Mountain West was physical during the season, which it really is, I tell you what, during tournament time, they let a lot more go. It becomes a brutal war out there. It's just unbelievable how much they let go at this time. So if it becomes a free throw contest, I'd be very surprised. Maybe the end of the game, but I guarantee you watch that first half, they don't let each other. Usually they let you just pound the crap out of each other.
Last bit on Jake here, because I think some people maybe had the perception of him as a sharpshooter guy, and he, of course, can knock down some threes, but his ability to just have fearlessness going inside, does it even surprise you how fearless he can be going inside on those layup attempts?
No, because he's got to to me, I know what he can do. He's got to be able to do that. I think if you ask Jake, he'd tell you he's a little disappointed in his outside shooting this year. We expected, and he expected to be a little bit better than he was. But again, he mixes and he matches his game to what he can take advantage of. And again, that's what a good player does.
You have a role player senior as well with Cameron Foss, and he's had a couple big ones here and there with some shots, and he can be a nice change of pace coming off the bench for you. What has he provided this season for you guys?
Well, he is. He's if we're gonna win tomorrow, he's gonna have to knock down 3, 4, 5 threes for us.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that capability. There's times in practice it's just, it's wop wop wop. I mean, he just puts them in. So we got to be able to find a way and hopefully get him open a little bit. And again, it's just another phenomenal young man. Hard worker, gives you everything he's got every day, and that to me has been the biggest difference of this team. You talk to anybody that's come by and watched us practice or been around these kids, having a year where you can at least not, the first year with that portal, when you get into the portal 4 weeks into it, you're just scrounging for whatever you can. This last year, at least we had a chance to do a lot more background, see what type of kid they are, and and so forth. And Cam is, one of my type of kids. He's going to give everything he's got all the time.
Yeah, and there's certainly so much that he's one of those guys, like I say, the above and beyond performance, and that's what you're looking for in games like this. Another player I want to just highlight for you guys with Bastian Ribéry, and he's been a fun player to watch for you guys, and his ability to kind of get into some plays and frustrate some other opponents, hits on some big shots. What has Bastian what has stood out about Bastian, his ability this year?
Well, everything you talked about is what we saw on film when I watched him. He was just a little gnat out there. He just get into people's. He just knows how to bump this guy at this time, kind of get in this guy's way at that time. Unfortunately, the referees know about it, and they really keep an eye on. They keep a big eye on him. I mean, there was one play, gosh darn it, I think, against Grand Canyon. First time we played Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
He got this guy so frustrated, the guy turned around and took a whack at him. And the referees didn't even take a look at for the flagrant one. Because they just said, hey, he's the one creating it. That's not the way it's supposed to be, But, no, Bastian, he's a competitor. He's a tough kid. He's got, big kahunas. He'll do whatever it takes to win. He'll step in front of us, 7'2", 270 guy to take a charge. He'll do whatever it takes to win. And, as coaches, you always appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, he was so integral in that UNLV win as well, and what he was able to get.
Time.
Yeah, big time knocking down those free throws, and then of course, the miracle there, how it went down at Save Mart Center.
I mean, he hit a big three, hit the 2 free throws. He draws the flagrant foul. I mean, he's just that type of a guy. He does all the little things that it takes to win games. A lot of people that don't know basketball won't recognize that, but any good coach does.
Coach, you're coaching those games this year in the Save Mart Center, and you're focused on your team, right? But are you starting to feel the momentum a little bit with this program? You're seeing a lot of the fans starting to come back in, and the hope is, of course, to make that Save Mart Center rocking again, and you're on your way with it. But what has stood out about how the fans have received this season, and you guys having a winning record at home? There's certainly momentum behind that.
Definitely. And, Phil, I'll tell you that, when I go around town, I can't tell you how many people say, do they just appreciate watching the way this team plays, how hard they play, and the way they play together, and what type of, kids they are. We're in different times. We're just in different times in college basketball. So my job is to try and find the Deshaun Goreys or the Wilson Jacks. If we can find 6 or 7 of those guys in that certain year and put that team together, or, you get lucky, some booster says, here's some money, and go get the better ones. It's just a whole different time now. But I think people in town I think they've seen, the change, and I think they see what type of kids and how these guys play, and I hope that they've enjoyed it.
What can this week help with moving forward? Is it about, of course, you want to win on the game tomorrow, but, is there anything building from this week that can afford what can happen moving forward? Or is it just kind of whatever happens here, and if this team can go as far as it can go, we're going to take advantage of it?
No, definitely take advantage of that. Obviously, there's some miracle where you walk out and you win that tournament, how do you think the town of Fresno would feel? It would be phenomenal. You know, you're always kind of hoping that for the back of your mind. Realistically, with the injuries and everything we have, we're behind a little bit. There's no doubt about that. But again, our whole thing is to try and come in and see what we can and make the town of Fresno proud.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach, you want to win as much as possible because you don't want to go to that off season. I know how crazy it can be. Yeah. So, well, I appreciate you taking the time today, Vance, and safe flight, safe everything, and good luck tomorrow against Colorado State. Game 6 p.m., right? A little primetime action for you tomorrow?
Yep. That'd be nice. Yep, 6 o'clock. And I appreciate it, Phil. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Vance Wahlberg right here on 1430 ESPN. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right after this on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Every summer it's the same. Kids home, nonstop laundry, everyone showering, and suddenly our water pressure disappears.
And the hot water roulette. Scalding 1 second, freezing the next. We can't wait all day for a plumber.
That's why I'm calling Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. They give a 2-hour booking window so we can actually plan our day.
And Tom, down the street, Lee's fixed his plumbing the same day. Fast, reliable, professional.
Plus, his Club Advantage membership gets priority service, discounts, no overtime fees, and a 2-year repair warranty.
It's exactly what we need. Less stress, no surprises, no chaos.
Make summer smoother with Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Fast, dependable service and a convenient 2-hour booking window. Call 559-785-1212 or visit leesair.com.
AC Heat and Plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC. Lee's AC Plumbing and Heat.
CL number 635355.
Lee's AC.
Baseball is in full swing at Fresno City College, and the Rams are ready to add a winning tradition. Since 1948, FCC Baseball has built a championship legacy, earning multiple state titles, dominating conference play, producing more than 150 draft picks, and sending 18 players to the majors. That tradition continues this spring. Catch this season's exciting and winning team as they go after another Central Valley title. Bring your friends and family and experience Rams baseball in action. Visit FCCRams.com for schedule and spring sports information. Fresno City College. Go Rams.
We started like you, a small team with a big dream to serve the Valley. 20 years later, FFB Bank is still proudly backing businesses across California and beyond. We've learned a lot about what it takes to grow, and we're using that experience to make things easier for you. With our Switch and Save offer, we'll cover up to 90 days of payment processing, provide no-cost equipment, and offer competitive rates so your business can keep more of what it earns. And behind it all is a local team that truly understands your goals and is ready to help you reach them. Make the switch. Save with FFB. Visit ffb.bank to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Horn Barbecue is now open in Fresno's Granite Park, and it's time to eat. From Bay Area legend and Michelin award-winning pitmaster Matt Horn comes slow-smoked brisket, tender ribs, and bold West Coast barbecue done right. Bring the family, call the crew, come hungry. And here's a good reason to come down. Visit hornbarbecue.com and redeem $20 off your $50 and up purchase. Limited time only. Horn Barbecue, now open on Cedar between Ashland and Dakota in Fresno. Real smoke, real flavor, right now.
Fresno, you already know how we roll in the mornings. From 9 to noon, Monday through Friday, it's Rich Eisen holding it down on ESPN Fresno. NFL headlines covered. NBA buzz locked in. Viral moments and hot takes always in play. Rich brings the insight, the humor, and those can't-miss interviews that keep you plugged into everything happening in the sports world. So whether you're on the road, at work, or sneaking in that early coffee break, keep it right here. Rich Eisen, 9 to noon, weekdays on ESPN Fresno.
Welcome to A+ Signs.
Thanks. Yeah, I need some custom exterior signs for my business.
Great. What's the name of your business?
C+ Signs.
Wait, you own a sign company?
Yep, C+ Signs.
And you want us, A+ Signs, to make your signs?
Yeah, I need them really fast, and we can't touch our turnaround times.
We are kind of known for that.
For signs that stop traffic, drive traffic, and even direct traffic, call A+ Signs.
Remember, A+ has great technicians to service and repair signs, too.
Yeah, we got a guy, but he's afraid of ladders.
Hey, it's Phil Benotti from Behind the Bench for my friends at Valley Athletics, the new go-to sports facility in the Central Valley. Founded by Valley legend Vance Wahlberg and former Bulldog volleyball coach Jonathan Winder. Valley Athletics allows athletes to really shine at volleyball, basketball, and pickleball. Visit valleyathletics.co right now to learn more about enrolling in our current volleyball and basketball offerings that include league play. That's valleyathletics.co. Proud sponsors of high school athletics.
ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Big thanks to Vance Wahlberg for joining us in the last segment. Vance and the Fresno State Bulldogs getting set to battle in their first Mountain West tournament game tomorrow against Colorado State. Like we said at the end of that interview, 6 o'clock is when action gets going for the Bulldogs there. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that game develops. Of course, tournament games can feel like a slog sometimes when you're in it because of all the breaks, all of the stoppages. And Coach made a really good point about how physical a game like this can get. And sometimes the refs really let it happen on the court between players. So it's going to be interesting to see what Fresno State could maybe get away with. And if the other team, Colorado State, can get away with some stuff as well, how well you can react to that situation is going to pay dividends for you as a basketball team in that tournament game. I can't wait to see what kind of potential play we're going to see out of our guys at the game on Wednesday. Like I said, Colorado State. Deshaun Gorey is a player I cannot wait to see in a tournament atmosphere and what that'll turn up for them. And like I said with Coach making a really good point about the three-point side of things as well, and how Fresno State's got to really lock down on the rebounding, especially when the rebounds get long, because Colorado State shoots a lot of long shots, and long shots lead to long rebounds. They cannot get beat backside if they're a little too tight into the back bucket there. I really, really believe Fresno State can match up well, all being considered, though. No Zayon Collins, it looks like, for this game tomorrow that Coach confirmed with us. So is a win paramount? It would really go a long way for this program because, obviously, if you want to continue that theme of improvement from one year to the next, a win tomorrow would be nice. But considering the circumstances and how short the bench can be tomorrow, it would be a plus if they get the win tomorrow. Certainly they're ready to compete and ready to make it happen in this game tomorrow. I'm not projecting a win, but I am projecting at least a competitive game because Fresno State has played in competitive games for most of this season outside of a couple matchups. So I'm looking forward to that game, 6 o'clock tomorrow, right when I sign off. Going to turn it on and check it out and see how the Mountain West tournament's going to shape up for our Bulldogs. Cannot wait. Fresno State baseball back in action as well. They take Cal Poly. I thought this game was at home, but I think they host Cal Poly later this season. I'm actually looking at the schedule now. Yeah, they host Cal Poly on the 31st of March, so I had it flipped a little bit. So this game is at San Luis Obispo. And Cal Poly's a fascinating team if you're going to look at them closely, right? Cal Poly had a 4-game series at home against number 25 ranked USC and did not get a win. USC went 4-0 on the weekend. Tight ball game in that last one, though, 8-6 and 11. So they pushed USC a little bit to see if they can get that upset. Did not get it done. However, Poly has really, really come along here in the last bit. They beat Pepperdine on the 3rd of March. That was a week ago. And Pepperdine, of course, a team that Fresno State beat 3 out of 4 at home. So handling Pepperdine nicely on a Tuesday night last week. Hawaii is an opponent they played, and maybe they're a little exhausted because they're coming back from the islands. So maybe there's a little plus there for Fresno State taking on a Cal Poly team that's coming back from the Hawaiian Islands. But hopefully they can take advantage of that opportunity. Of course, it was a tough weekend this weekend for Fresno State baseball to lose 3 in a row at Tucson. So the Bulldogs sit at 7-7. But they're 5-3 at home. They're holding up their end of the bargain at the home record right now. Last win against Sac State last Tuesday. That felt like a couple weeks ago, to be honest with you. 4-game win streak at home for the Bulldogs, pitching well. I really believe that this baby Bulldog baseball team, and I say that with the most endearing opinion of them, they are a young group. Feels like they can go on the road and get a nice road win on a Tuesday night. 5:05 is the first pitch out at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. So, and it's always really a nice rivalry to see Fresno State and Cal Poly go at it in action there on the coast. So that is a little update of what's going on there in Fresno State action. So little update on the schedule, just a heads up for what we got coming. We're got hour number 1 wrapping up here. Of course, we have 2 more hours today as we take it up to Laker basketball as they take on the T-Wolves. Sharks hockey pregame is underway right now, and they're about to drop the puck in Buffalo. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on that Sharks and Sabres game. Big one for the Sharks. They can steal some points there. I'm telling you, that is an all-timer win for them in this stretch of the year. In March, points at a Paramount. Last I checked, they're a few points back of the standings. They're on a 5-game point streak right now, the Sharks are. And you just got to accrue. You just got to accrue points here as you roll in. They're a point back of the Kraken with a game in hand. So forcing at least overtime tonight would be an awesome result against Buffalo, right? Buffalo, 84 points in the East. They're only 2 back of the best team in the East right now, the Hurricane. And last I watched, I think I checked the Sabres score. I think it was a couple days ago. They played a just, I don't know how to describe it, a just completely frantic hockey game on Sunday. Jorge, they started 1-0 after one period, and just put yourself in the mindset. You're going, it's 1-0. Buffalo leads over Tampa Bay Lightning. You're going to get a beer, and you're just sitting there like, yeah, this is an all right hockey game, nothing crazy. And then both teams proceed to score at least 7 goals in the final 2 periods, and it goes 8-7 in regulation. Lightning were up 7-5 at a certain point, and the Sabres come back to win 8-7. And you go see one of the wildest hockey games of the season. So Sabres are coming off of that one. And now you have the Sharks coming into town, and the Sharks play some crazy ones. I'm anticipating a crazy one tonight for San Jose if they can get it done. So can't wait. Buffalo. Sabres. By the way, Randy Hahn rocking around. No snow in Buffalo as we speak. Buffalo has melted all their snow here in March.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we already have the pregame on it on 790.
Over on 790. So we got that rolling. Of course, Dan Ruzanowski on the call for extended road trip for the Sharks. We got some Sharks hockey on today. We have some Sharks hockey on Thursday as they go to Boston, take on my Bruins. And then back on at Sharks hockey, a little matinee action as they're in Ottawa, taking on the Senators. So we're looking forward to that. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little high school sports as well, high school basketball, some teams in action. We're going to project on who can be some big winners tonight, what will be some keys for some teams. They're getting going here on 1430 ESPN. Hour number 2 next on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
Fresno State Baseball and their hard-hitting Diamond Dogs will be lighting up Pete Biden Field at Bob Bennett Stadium all season long. Right next door will be your Fresno State softball team at Margie Wright Diamond. The Bulldogs want your community support, and we all know Bulldog baseball and softball isn't the same without the Red Wave. Come out and support your Diamond Dogs as baseball and softball compete.
from U.S. businesses.
Just hit the lineup at Fresno Suit Outlet. Now 50% off retail. Over 20 teams available in various styles, including Newark Dodgers, New York Cubans, and New York Giants. Sizes extra small to 7X while supplies last. And remember, Fresno Suit Outlet is home of the 3-suit deal. Just $399 with shoes starting at $39.99. So slide into the Fresno Suit Outlet today on Blackstone north of Shaw. Online at FresnoSuitOutlet.com.
More flavor, more rewards, more reasons to dine with Lynn's Restaurant Group. Introducing the LRG Elite Program. Members earn 5 times back every time they dine at Spicy J's, J-Pot, Oiza, Hino Oishi, Ramen Hayashi, Lynn's Fusion, Ichi Shabu, and JT. Enjoy one free appetizer or dessert every day, a birthday bonus, and a members-only anniversary reward. Join for just $18 a month or only $198 annually plus tax. Sign up in-store or on the Lynn's Restaurant Group app. LRG Elite. Dining elevated. Terms apply.
The weather in Fresno is, well, crazy. 31 degrees one day, 71 the next. We're famous for going from winter to summer in the blink of an eye. And you know what that means? It's time to have your air conditioner serviced. Regular AC maintenance doesn't cost. It's an investment that pays. For 56 years, Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning has provided trusted HVAC service to the Central Valley. Annual checkups keep your system running smoothly and help prevent costly repairs. The specialists at Donald P. Dick can locate problems early, saving you money and stress. Sign up for our Super Saver program. It's just a few bucks a month. You'll get 15% off repairs and 2 professional tune-ups a year to keep your efficiency up and your PG&E bill down. For fast, reliable service and over 5 decades of experience, call Mr. Cool at 559-255-1644. That's Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning at 255-1644.
Struggling to keep up? Low testosterone could be the cause. Game Day Men's Health can help. Every day is game day. No days off. If your energy is low, your focus is slipping, and you're not feeling like yourself, low testosterone could be the reason. Testosterone fuels your strength, drive, and confidence. And when it's optimized, everything changes. Schedule your free testosterone assessment today at Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Fresno or Visalia. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Fresno or Visalia.
My husband and I have worked hard to generate wealth. Now we want to enjoy it, not work hard to manage it. We have to log into too many websites and call too many people to keep track of everything. We want to simplify, view and manage our assets in one place, and make one call if we have changes or questions. We're looking for an experienced financial advisor who can give us that and keep a watchful eye on our money while we're tasting wine in Napa or Paso.
Sounds like you're looking for Thiessen-Duker Modern Wealth Management. Our technology allows you to see all your accounts and how they're doing in one place. And our advisors are well-versed in helping clients in your position. We can even coordinate with your CPA and tax attorney to help keep them on the same page for you. So the only call you'll have to make is Napa or Paso. Visit ThiessenDuker.com to learn more about Thiessen-Duker. We look forward to hearing from you.
The advisors of Thiessen-Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Your home for high school sports. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Jets found their next starting quarterback, and he is one of their former starters. They agreed to acquire Geno Smith from the Raiders for a late pick round swap in next month's NFL draft. He was New York's starting quarterback from 2013 to the 2015 preseason until he suffered a broken jaw after being punched by a teammate in a locker room dispute. As free agency rolls on, the Patriots added to their receiver room, agreeing to a 4-year, $80 million contract with Romeo Doubs. He will help fill the void left by the impending release of Stephon Diggs. Lions have a deal with Isaiah Pacheco, giving themselves a new running back to pair with Jahmyr Gibbs. Pacheco picking Detroit for a couple of reasons, explains ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler.
Isaiah Pacheco is looking forward to resetting his career because his last 2 years at Kansas City had a lot of injuries. But if you remember that Super Bowl run, he was all about it, getting 20-plus carries. He wants to get back to that. So it really was more about fit than money for him. He gets the opportunity to tote that rock next to Jahmyr Gibbs as that sort of number 2. They love to play in the running game off of play action. It's going to be perfect for him.
On the Pat McAfee Show today, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce revealed the support of his fiancée, Taylor Swift, was one of the biggest influences in continuing his NFL career. 2026 will be Kelce's 14th season in Kansas City. Duke starting guard Caleb Foster out indefinitely because of a fractured right foot. Hasn't been ruled out the rest of the season by Coach John Shire. His absence means the Blue Devils likely use freshman Caden Boozer in an elevated role. Duke plays either Florida State or Cal in the ACC tournament quarters Thursday, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN.
Hey, it's resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy. Coming up Wednesday, I'll give you my winners and losers from free agency so far. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, here on this Tuesday, March 10th. And it's a big day. A lot of stuff happening in the Central Valley, stuff being the high school state basketball playoffs, which has just continued to ramp up in the drama and the possibilities and what we have seen so far through this state playoff. It's been a lot of fun to pay attention to, and we'll dive into it here momentarily, but a lot to get to with how these teams who are going to be playing tonight are setting up for the next end of the week here. Good show today. So far, we had Vance Wahlberg on from the first hour. If you missed that, of course, you can listen to the show posted on our website, 1430ESPNFresno.com on our website, or you can listen to it on the ESPN Fresno app. Of course, you can also go to our live stream. Our live stream is your way to get that DVR feature where you can scrub back and forth and check out all of the different iterations of the show. If you missed it, you can scrub back, especially on YouTube, with the DVR feature, and go listen to some show that you missed, some part of the show that you missed. Excuse me. So looking forward to that if you get the opportunity. Man, there's going to be a lot of good games tonight, and a lot of good games in the Central Valley tonight as well. I cannot wait to see how this all plays out, and let's set the table for you folks out there. And it starts on the girls' side. We'll go ladies first here because we got an open division team in the Central section represented in Clovis West, which is a team that a lot of people, I think the perception was that Clovis West was down this year, and I think rightfully so. It's not that they were down. It's the fact that the teams in the Central section were up outside of Clovis West. Teams are catching up a little bit to Clovis West. However, Clovis West got that victory in the Central Section Championship in Selland Arena, and that puts them rightfully here in the Open Division. And guess who they get once again? They take on Archbishop Mitty, a team that, as far back as I have looked the last couple of years, Archbishop Mitty is the team that has eliminated Clovis West the last couple of years. So is the next time the charm for the Golden Eagles? Well, it certainly can feel that way, especially with the perception of how this team has played the last couple of weeks. And I think they played very well the last couple of weeks, especially with great players and tenacious players like a Ramey Chapman, like a Riley Schoonover, like a Jocelyn Martinez. I could definitely see how this Clovis West team has an ability to never say die in games like what they're going to face tonight in Archbishop Mitty, and what Archbishop Mitty represents as the hurdle of so many Clovis West teams the last couple of years in getting to Sacramento. And there's a shot here. There's a real shot for Clovis West if they play a smart basketball game and play a disciplined basketball game tonight. I would look for this team to, as long as they avoid the foul trouble situations, and playing on the road up north certainly can be tough when you're not playing in your own gym. That's going to be interesting to see what discipline Clovis West can play with tonight, whether it's on their own volition or whether it's on the volition of the refs, and how well they can adjust to what the refs are telling them in how the basketball game is going to be played tonight at Archbishop Mitty. I'm rooting for Clovis West tonight on the girls' side, certainly. I know a lot of people are going to be paying attention to what they can do. Golden Eagles, with a win tonight, would play in the Open Division Girls Championship, which would be Saturday night at 6 p.m. at the Golden One Center. So plenty to look forward to with that one. And they start at 6 o'clock tonight. Clovis West does. 6 o'clock. Let's move to D1. And what a matchup we have in D1 tonight. The rubber match. Clovis, Central East, track foes meeting in the the state regional final. Remarkable. Not just teams from the same section, but teams from the same league, meeting and representing all of NorCal in Division I in action tonight. Ain't that remarkable? And these teams have really earned their ability to get here, right? Clovis is 3-0 against Central East this year. It has been tight battles. A 4-point win at Central East back in January. A 1-point buzzer-beating miracle win at Clovis on February 10th. And then 10 days later in the Central Section playoffs, a 12-point victory for Clovis to beat Central East and move on to the Central Section Championship against Clovis West, where they did end up falling by 12. But all Clovis High has done is beat Central East this year, and the question is Central East a team they can beat 4 times, or will it be a different story? It's been exactly a month since that buzzer-beating, track-winning shot for Clovis, and we're going to be back in that building tonight at 7 p.m. between both teams. Is Clovis going to find their offensive rhythm in this one? Can Central East pull some things and game plan from maybe what Clovis West was doing with Clovis's ability to move the basketball up to the front court? Can you take away Sadie Sin in a game like this? Do they have that ability to recreate that a little bit from what Clovis West did in the Central Section Championship? I think there's a real opportunity, especially inside. Savannah Chase certainly could be a big-time player for them. She had a really great game the last time they played, Central East did, with their victory. Central East beating St. Francis back on Saturday. I think it was 26 for Central East's Savannah Chase in that game on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to this chess match, and whoever gets out of this game certainly can represent the Central Section well. We are for sure guaranteed one team in the Central Section in the girls' side, and that is a remarkable feat in itself. Like I was reading a tweet today from the Central Section, and we have an opportunity to have 7 potential Central Section teams make it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 8 Central Section teams make it to Sacramento. 8 opportunities to see teams make it that far. So Clovis Central East in the D1 girls final. I think Paul Metters is going to be there. He texted me, and I'm looking forward to getting some updates from that one. Other side, on the girls' side, we have a potential Central Section matchup that's brewing in D2. Sierra Pacific is on one side in D2. Sierra Pacific, who was a 7 seed in the Central Section playoffs in D2 themselves, and now they are a 2 seed for how well they played moving up into that division. All they've done is have really good wins at home against Heritage High, Folsom High, Wood Creek High, and now they got Oakland Tech tonight. 21-10 Oakland Tech at 23-11 Sierra Pacific, who's just been rolling here the last bit of a week here. And I think the Golden Bears have a real opportunity to get to a state final, which will be a 2 p.m. Saturday game in Sacramento. Wouldn't that be something? And on the flip side, if they can face off against St. Joseph tonight, that's the last Central Section team I mentioned here in this slate tonight. St. Joseph, 7 p.m., hosting Saugus in the SoCal Regional Finals. So Sierra Pacific and St. Joseph really have a shot here to play each other at Golden One Center and dominate that Division II championship if they have the opportunity to do so. And by the way, that wouldn't be the only Division II that could have an all-Central Section championship, because now as we flip over to the boys' side, Memorial, Bakersfield Christian, both in action tonight. San Joaquin Memorial also got Oakland Tech, just like Sierra Pacific does. Isn't that fascinating, huh? They host them. I think I'm going to go to that game tonight at 7 p.m. at San Joaquin Memorial, see if those Panthers can get it done. I was the good luck charm last Thursday when they beat Wood Creek, when I saw that game go to overtime. So looking forward to seeing what Memorial can do tonight as they host Oakland Tech. Oakland Tech, of course, a team that ended up knocking out Clovis a couple rounds ago. So Oakland Tech, a 6 seed. That game at 7 p.m. against Memorial. And who would have thought we could see maybe a D1 Central Section playoff rematch if we have Bakersfield Christian also hold up their end of the bargain with a home win tonight against Palisades. That's at 7 p.m. And wouldn't that be something to get a D1 Central Section quarterfinal? Not even a semifinal, not even a final, but a D1 Central Section quarterfinal be your D2 state championship in boys basketball. Maybe that's something to think about, how they seeded it this year in the D1 championship, D1 playoffs. If you're going to have your 4 and 5 seed from D1 end up potentially being your D2 state championship matchup. You kidding me? That'd be fascinating, wouldn't it be? Also tonight, Tulare Union, who just keeps winning, man. 31 wins, 4 losses. Another one would send them to Sacramento as they take on San Juan Hills in the South Regional Final. That's at 7 p.m. tonight from the home of the Tribe. And Braden Stevenson, Damaj Riley, they're worth every price of admission there between these two. This is the last time you're going to see them at least play in their home gym. So if you're down in the South Valley, if you're down there in Tulare Union, that is worth it. That's worth every dollar if you're going to go to that game tonight. I would expect that place to be packed. I would expect that place to be rocking for the Tribe boys as they are the 1 seed in the SoCal in D4. Can't wait to see that one play out. And finally, our Horned Toads of Coalinga playing in a game against Sylmar tonight at 7 p.m. out at Coalinga, representing the West Valley. Up in those foothills, right? Up in those foothills in the West Valley.
Yeah.
Coalinga Horned Toads.
That's where I got my license.
That's where you got your license.
Yeah.
And maybe some of these kids on this team can't even drive yet, but they're certainly trying to get directions to Sacramento if they get their 30th win tonight. Wouldn't that be something? 30 wins for Coalinga.
Pretty nice. That'd be good.
Yeah. The success they've had with the football team, success they had with the basketball team. Coalinga's coming through as an athlete haven. So
they got really good athletes up there.
Yeah.
They got a pretty well stocked to pick on from.
Yeah.
You know.
Taking on those kids from Sylmar, who it's not a crazy long drive, but they got to go over that grapevine today.
I'm gonna be on the X trying to look up
Coalinga basketball.
Yeah, see the updates from our friend Brian Welch.
Oh yeah, Brian.
How he's doing.
Brian was really instrumental in getting Coach on yesterday, and I thought that was a really great conversation. And in fact, I wanted to play it again on the show today because I thought, for the folks who may have not heard, it was at the very, very end of the show yesterday, and we fit it in. But Jason McFarland was a really good interview, and I think it's as relevant as any to play it again on this show. So, Jorge, why don't we get set up, take a break here? I'll do a little lead into this interview coming up next. And, let's celebrate Kalinga basketball, man. They win tonight, 30 wins. Gets them to Sacramento. Who would have thought, huh? So let's take a break, and when we come back, we got that interview with head coach of Kalinga, Jason McFarland.
At Helena Agri Enterprises, we're committed to helping you make the best agronomic decisions for your farm. That's why we combine cutting-edge technology with superior products. Helena's Agri-Intelligence program uses in-depth analysis to identify potential problems in the field before they take root. Combined with a complete line of high-quality crop production and crop protection inputs, Helena has the tools to help you increase productivity, enhance performance, and maximize your return on investment. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer to create the right plan for your farm with Helena products and Agri-Intelligence.
The one thing I love about spring is it's time for the new golf clubs. They're here. Are you ready to upgrade your golf game? The new clubs have arrived at Roger Dunn, and they're game changers. Check out the new Quantum from Callaway, or the QI4D from TaylorMade, plus the latest release from Ping, Titleist, and Cobra Golf. Come in, get professionally fit, and find out which clubs are built for you and your swing. The good weather's coming, and remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
Get ready, Fresno. It's time for the madness. The road to the championship is here, and every buzzer beater, upset, and bracket buster is live on ESPN Fresno. From the opening tip to the Final Four, hear every moment of the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament right here. Stay locked into ESPN Fresno for all the madness. This March Madness coverage is brought to you by Rise and Shine Cleaning, The Butcher Boss, Thiessen Duker, and Toledo's.
Every student in Fresno County has the potential to achieve great things, but they need support to get there. The foundation at FCOE helps support essential academic programs and services that empower students, inspire learning, and open doors to new opportunities. Join us in making a difference. Visit fcoefoundation.org to learn how you can support Fresno County students today. The Foundation at FCOE, empowering students, supporting educators, and strengthening communities.
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo and Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. Thanks to the incredible work and personal touch our insurance professionals provide our clients, DeBudo and Defendus has been named Central Valley's best property and casualty insurance company for 9 years running. Visit DIBU.com and get the business insurance you need today.
License number 0E02096.
Want to work somewhere fun, flexible, and rewarding? Me and Ed's is hiring. We're looking to expand our team with full and part-time positions at over 40 locations. Join our growing company as a delivery driver or valued team member today. For more information on job descriptions or to apply, go online at meandeds.com or visit your nearest location. Me and Ed's is hiring. Fill out an application.
We started like you, a small team with a big dream to serve the Valley. 20 years later, FFB Bank is still proudly backing businesses across California and beyond. We've learned a lot about what it takes to grow, and now we're using that experience to make things easier for you. With our Switch and Save offer, we'll cover up to 90 days of payment processing, provide no-cost equipment, and offer competitive rates so your business can keep more of what it earns. And behind it all is a local team that truly understands your goals and is ready to help you reach them. Make the switch. Save with FFB. Visit ffb.bank to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This tax season, make your refund go further at Fashion Furniture. Get up to $250 instantly toward your furniture purchase. From living rooms to bedrooms, even new outdoor furniture for spring, now is the time to save. Make your tax refund go further with up to $250 in instant savings towards your purchase. Only at Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. We're going to see a lot of high school coverage tonight on the Twitter sphere, all over the social media side of things. You want to be following along a lot of your favorite people, including, I know, yours truly, me, if you're going to be following along, or Paul Metter certainly is going to be out there. I saw this tweet from Andy Bogard. 95-40, the record for Clovis under Sadie Sin in her 4-year brilliant career, which wraps up tonight at Clovis High. So that certainly will be worth the price of admission if you're going to go check out a Central Valley team tonight in high school state playoffs. And there's so many opportunities for you to go check out some great games, whether it's here in town in Fresno at San Joaquin Memorial, whether you're going to go to Clovis, check out Clovis High, whether you're going to go see it in San Joaquin Tulare and Tulare Union in a game tonight. How about you're on the coast? St. Joseph's got a home game tonight. But I know some people are out in Coalinga getting ready for a basketball game at 7 o'clock, and players and coaches alike are eager to get that thing going, including head coach Jason McFarland. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and now I got a feeling some people may have missed that interview because it was at the very end of our show. It was around 5:40 at the time when we fit him in. So I wanted to give proper due to this interview with Jason McFarland. You're going to hear some talk about tomorrow's game, anything like that. Just to preface, this was recorded yesterday during our show. So Coalinga playing tonight against Silmar, and I wanted to have you get this opportunity to listen to this interview. So without further ado, my interview with Jason McFarland of Coalinga Boys Basketball right here on 1430. Jason McFarland of Coalinga Boys Basketball. If you're not paying attention to what this team's been able to do this year, you are missing out. It's been a fun ride to see them go through the playoffs, and they're still going here in the state playoffs as they go tomorrow against Silmar. We got Coach on the Lee's Air hotline right now. Coach, how are we doing on this Monday afternoon?
Great. Just got out of the gym just a few minutes ago and looking forward to tomorrow.
Good practice? Feeling good after that that last practice before tomorrow's big game?
Yeah, this last little state run has been interesting because we've only had the 1 day preps between each game, so that's a little bit different. But yeah, I feel like we're ready.
Yeah, certainly, and you guys have been ready to go pretty much since this playoff started in D5, and we can go over the journey, right? Because what a journey just to get here. Looking back at the title game against Santa Maria, but Coach, I'm sure you're just kind of valuing each day with these guys as you go along, and how fun has it been to keep extending the season like this as you keep rolling?
Yeah, it's just been special. This group of guys is just amazing. They've overachieved in so many ways, and just to keep earning another game each win that we've gotten has just been special. And I don't think any of us want it to end, and at some point it will. Either it'll end tomorrow or it'll end on Friday, good or bad. But we're really excited about the opportunity to get out there and try to earn another chance to play again together.
Well, guys certainly have had a fun ride through this season, 29-5 record for you, and I alluded it to you in that question of how close the razor-thin edge it can be when it's win or go home. And I'm alluding to the Central Section Championship you had against Santa Maria, Saturday at noon, and it was down to a last-minute bucket for you guys and how it ended for that. So, Coach, it's funny how basketball works, but let's set the scene for a lot of people who don't know how your Central Section Championship ended. Coach, can you relive those last little seconds for you that happened at Selland Arena a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it was crazy. We go into the final minute of the game trailing, and I believe Butters Tamayo ended up scoring or actually got fouled and ended up making one of his free throws to tie the game. And then, a lot happened between then and the 0.2 seconds, but I think 12 seconds ago, there was a timeout, and I told my guys we had a foul to give, so be super aggressive and try to get a steal. We were lucky enough to have Patrick Salazar rip the ball out of their number 11's hands from Santa Maria and pass the ball ahead to Tucker Corona for a layup, which was a gimme layup, and a number, I don't remember what number it was, but fouled him from behind, and Tucker goes to the line with 0.2 seconds to go in the game. He pretty much bricked the first one, and he'll tell you that. He was nervous, and I had a little conversation before he shot before he shot the free throws, and told him, take a deep breath. You're a great free throw shooter. And I left him with, we love you either way, whether you make it or not. We'll go to overtime. Doesn't matter. Just go there and knock one of them down. We'll be all right.
Right.
He switched the second one, so there it was. We won.
Free throws, and it's what the guys do probably in the gym when they're by themselves, and they have, all right, 2 free throws for all the marbles, right? And here it goes. And those guys probably play it through their mind all the time. But when it's in the real life experience with what Tucker was going through, I'm sure he was really feeling in the moment. But you were happy, of course, when he switched that second one.
Absolutely, and I don't know how these kids do it with all the pressure they have on them. I've been in that situation where I'm out there just passing to my guys. I'm nervous wreck. I can't even make a pass. I mean, these guys are so amazing at how they're handling the pressure of like you said, the win or go home situation, and they're just handling it. I couldn't be more impressed with my players.
Of course, and so you guys get the top seed in D5, and I'm sure you were thrilled with that path, right? Because that ensured home games the rest of the way for you guys. No travel needed. I talked to Coach Reznovsky of San Joaquin Memorial last week, and he talked about how it kind of feels like an advantage because you're not grinding tape on the bus. You have all of the time before your games and not having to worry about the travel and having to worry about the hotel and all that, right, Coach? So how gratifying was it to get the 1 seed in that Division 5 level?
It's amazing. It's been it's been a dream, but it's also been just a mind blowing because every year we've ever made it to the state level, we've always been a low seed and had to go travel to somewhere down south in LA and basically be a sacrificial lamb. But the hosting stuff's pretty fun, man. We get to stay home for home cooking, and our guys play pretty well in front of our home crowd, and we've just been back in the gym throughout playoffs, and it's really gotten crazy in this state run. It's been really fun to watch the community come out and support us like they have. It's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going through this playoff run. You had a bye, right, to start the playoffs, so that's always nice. And then you get going for a game last week against Verdugo Hills. You take care of business there. You end up battling Roland, and Roland, that was a close game throughout, and you guys were able to pull it out with an 8-point victory. What did it look like in that last game for you guys? And as the opponents are getting tougher, I'm sure the guys are rising up for the challenge there.
Yeah, it was we were pretty much handling Roland, and then they got desperate there in the fourth quarter and got really super aggressive defensively, and we didn't handle it real well. We let a lead go. I think it was probably a 14, 15-point lead, get down to 5. I ended up having to burn a timeout, which I don't like doing. I like my guys to have to play through some adversity, but at that moment I could see that the wheels were coming off. Burned a timeout, and I can honestly say when we went back out there, I've never seen my guys play any harder than they played that next defensive possession. We went down and scored, and we scored again, got back up to 9, and then, it felt really good to see them, handle that adversity and pull out the win and hit some key free throws down the stretch to kind of cement the victory.
Yeah, and so now you're sitting with this game tomorrow in your gym at 7 o'clock against Sylmar, and as the pressure keeps ramping up each day and each game comes by, are the guys feeling loose throughout this time? Like what's it like knowing that you're continuing on this path and you're getting closer to what is a goal for you guys, which is to play at a Golden One Center on Saturday or on Friday.
Yeah, Friday. It's kind of weird. You talked about getting that bye to start the state playoffs, and I think we really need it because, we set our goals, at the beginning of this, actually at the end of last year, that we'd get to that section title and try to win that. And once you set that goal and you reach it, there's an emotional thing that happens, and I didn't really know how to get my guys backed up for a state run once we got that 1 seed. I'm like, what the heck are we going to do now? These guys already reached their goal. So we went in that first day in practice and just kind of took it easy. They were loose, having a great time. And then the next day we kind of ramped it up a little bit. And then on Wednesday we really got them locked in and focused for that second round game against Verdugo Hills. And part of it, I think we might be a little bit of lucky that we're ignorant about the idea of state runs, but we're not even looking at it like that. one game at a time, try to earn another game so we can play together again. And I think I would say they're loose. They're pretty loose. So it's fun to watch them get in there and compete.
For the folks who don't know, what is the historical context of Kalinga basketball in this kind of run and what you guys are trying to accomplish? Like how often is Kalinga in this position as a boys basketball program?
Well, prior to 2013, we've never made a state playoffs. We never made a section championship game. So 2013, 2014, we made it to back-to-back section title games and lost, unfortunately. But they were great teams, and we had a great run there. But then, like I said, we went down south and got pretty much beat up pretty good the first year. The second year, we kept it close. And then in 24, we broke through and won a section title, and that was great. And then we went on to play a team out of Linwood, and again, size, athleticism just did not match up at all with them, and they put it on us pretty good. And then, to get this one seed now, this year was a shocker. Didn't realize that CIF was going to roll it out that way, and it's turned out that most of the matchups have been pretty good. I mean, I think we've got some competitive equity going on at the state level now, and a small school like Kalinga with nobody over 6'1" can go and compete at the state level. That's pretty fun. But prior to 2010 or so, Kalinga basketball was pretty bad. Other than the Henry Madden and Tim Smith years, we were pretty much one of the bottom dwellers in the section. So it's been nice to turn this thing around and actually have some people say that we're a basketball school now, which is kind of funny.
it's the football success leading into the basketball success. People are going to know about Kalinga pretty good these last few years, what's been going on. Athletes, man, they breed athletes out there. That's all I'm thinking about, right, with everything like that. But this group, describe it for me. What you mentioned, no guy above 6'1", and yet you guys are finding a way to win basketball games. So what separates you guys?
Yeah, to kind of put it in perspective, that team that did really well in 24, and then they also came back and won a section title in football, was a bunch of really great athletes, good kids, love to coach them, but they're all gone basically now. This is a new team. I had only 3 guys return for this team from last year, and it's built around Damian Butters Tamayo, who was a 4-year starter for us. He scored over 2,200 points in his career. He's averaging over 26 a game. He's just a do-it-all guard, great defender, and he's just fun to watch. He set the section record last year when he didn't have to play the point at 3 points made in a game. He had 17 in one game, so he's got the section record for a single game for 3-pointers made, which is pretty impressive.
Wow.
And yeah, he's special. He's definitely special. I mean, we go through him, but there's a lot of role players on our team, and they have all accepted whatever role that we've said that we needed them to do in order to be successful. Whether it be, hey, I'm just a rebounder and a put it back in guy, or I'm a screener and just whatever we've asked these guys to do, they've bought in 100%, and that's why we're where we're at. They just have starred in their roles, and it's special. I mean, it's. We've got defensive stoppers. We got guys that do just what they do, and they don't try to do something that they're not capable of doing. So it's pretty fun to coach them because they just want to win, and they don't care who gets the recognition. They don't care. I mean, they're fine with a couple guys taking all the shots if that's what it takes to win. They don't really care about scoring. They don't really care about anything but winning.
You mentioned Tamayo with the nickname Butters. His name's Damon Tamayo, but Butters. I can probably insinuate what you're meaning there with the way he maybe plays, but where did that nickname stick for him?
It's a nickname that he got when he was playing with his older brothers and their friends, and he was young and as competitive as he was out there playing with older people, playing other sports. I think it was football, and he had the drops, and so they started calling Butterfingers. And I'll tell you right now, he's smooth as butter on the court now. So it's like that nickname fits now for a whole different reason.
That's funny. Funny how you turn from one the negative to the positive, right? And now, because I was thinking the positive route with his basketball skills, smooth as butter. But that's funny. It started with the football side.
yeah. He's just when he was a little bitty kid, trying to play with older kids because his brother's at least 2 or 3 years, probably 3 years older than him. So he's out there playing with older kids, but he wouldn't go in the house, wouldn't leave his older brother alone. So they had to make fun of him. So. But it stuck. he's Butters. I mean, almost nobody knows him by his real name.
So you get a sense he plays like he's playing against older brothers a little bit when he's on the court, and it has that little no fear of like, I don't care how big the guys are. I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they look like they're 8 years older than me. I'm going to go take them on.
Absolutely. The kid is obsessed. I mean, like I said, I've coached a lot of great kids in my career. Been doing it for a while. I've never had a kid that worked harder and is more obsessed with success than he is in terms of on the court. He's a relentless worker. When the lights are off, that's when he's working so he can shine when the lights are on. He's special. He's really special.
So you got Sylmar tomorrow, and you've probably been scouting this team and what this team is doing. 23-12 record for them. What do you know about this group and this program, and what your challenge is going to be tomorrow against them?
Well, they're a really quality team, obviously. You don't get to this point if you're not. They really get up and down the court, got some athletes. The guard play is outstanding. Not a really big team, so that helps us a little bit, but their athleticism, has me concerned. They want to score a lot. I mean, in the state playoff run, I think they've scored over 100 2 times, and in the 90s the third time. So they're averaging close to 100, if not over 100 points a game, and that definitely isn't who we are. We're a defensive-minded team. We want to grind out wins and try to see if we can't prove the old slogan, defense wins championships, correct. So, and we had to do that against Santa Maria, same type of situation. Santa Maria wanted to score 100, and we were going to try to grind them down, and turned out it would work in our favor. So it's very similar type of prep in that sense. They score a lot at the rim. They play downhill. So we've got to really kind of build a wall in transition and take care of that side of things. And then the other thing is just we can't turn the ball over. If we turn the ball over, we won't have a chance. And they like to press, and they'll be aggressive and physical in the open court. So we've got to handle that well. And if we do that, we give ourselves a chance to win, and that's all we can ask for. And I think my guys are ready to fight like heck and see what happens.
What will a win do for this group if they get a shot at that game on Friday at Golden One, play on the court of the Kings? Like, I know you don't want to look ahead after tomorrow, but like to think of what this team has gone through and what they've been able to put together, what would that mean for this group to get that shot and play at a game at Golden One Center on Friday?
It's a special venue, obviously, and some of them have mentioned, like, dude, that's where LeBron James played. They throw out some names that have been on that court, and they're excited about that idea. But I truly believe the connectedness of my team is more about, like, trying to get a chance to continue this thing together, like in terms of getting another chance to go to practice on Wednesday, go to practice on Thursday, and then get to play one more last game together. And it's kind of what we've been preaching the whole time is let's try to earn another game together, and then I hope that that's what they're thinking. And because I don't want, if we happen to reach that and get that opportunity, I don't want the moment to be too big for them. It's just about getting a chance to play together again.
Well, Coach, we hope you get that opportunity. Rooting for our Central section here, and you guys have a shot tomorrow against Sylmar to do that and represent it in the Division 5. Coach, I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule and chatting with me, and good luck tomorrow in your home game at 7 p.m.
Yeah, hopefully we can represent the Central section well and keep advancing.
Absolutely. Appreciate it as always. Best of luck tomorrow, and thanks for stopping by on the show.
Appreciate you taking the time to interview me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Jason McFarland, cooling up boys basketball right here on 1430 ESPN.
Food lovers, Mediterranean just got better. Aleppo Kebab is now open on Blackstone and Sierra near the DMV in Fresno. One bite and you're hooked. No flight required for a taste of authentic Mediterranean and Middle Eastern flavor made the traditional way. From Aleppo's tender chicken shawarma and perfectly grilled kofta kebabs to fresh falafel, salads, and warm pita breads. All made with locally sourced high-quality ingredients. Dine in or take it out today at Aleppo Kebab. Better, tastier Mediterranean food at a fast food price. Now open on Blackstone and Sierra near the DMV in Fresno.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Ed Dinas, the dealer in Dinuba that does. Yes, he does.
Tax season is truck season at Ed Dinas. Every GMC Sierra and Chevy Silverado is priced to move. Step up your tax season savings. Our entire truck inventory is on clearance. So get the most out of your tax return. Strong trade-in values and fast, hassle-free financing. Proud to serve the Valley. Don't wait. Check out the inventory now at eddinasautocenter.com. That's eddinasautocenter.com.
Hey, it's Phil Benotti from Behind the Bench. A new season means big plays, hard hits, and injuries we track every week. But injuries don't just happen on the field. When life knocks you down, you need a strong team behind you. That's Davis and Van Wagenen, attorneys at law right here in Fresno. Davis and Van Wagenen fight for Valley families hurt in accidents, and you don't pay unless they win. It's a winning game plan from Davis and Van Wagenen. Visit davisvanwagenenlaw.com. Davis and Van Wagenen, your hometown injury attorneys.
Sports fans of the Central Valley, are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
Back the Birds, Fresno. Fresno Pacific University Sunbirds Baseball is back at the Diamond as the Sunbirds host Point Loma Nazarene March 13th and 14th. Both days feature doubleheader action, so come out and enjoy a full day of Sunbirds Baseball. Experience the brand new, fully seated, fully covered, state-of-the-art Dan Martin Stadium, the crown jewel of West Coast Division II baseball stadiums. So grab your friends and family and come support the Sunbirds. For schedule and ticket information, visit fpuathletics.com. We'll see you at the Dan.
The Valley's local sports leader. Hope you're locking in. Where are you heading tonight for high school basketball? If you're heading to one of those 8 state playoff games, we want to hear from you. 559-320-1430, the number to reach us. Are you heading up north to Archbishop Mitty? Are you at Clovis High tonight? Are you at Sierra Pacific tonight? You St. Joe's tonight? How about San Joaquin Memorial? You going there tonight? Are you heading down to Bakersfield Christian? You at Tulare Union tonight? Or are you at a Kalinga tonight? Let's hear from you here on 559-320-1430 on the airwaves here. So, great conversation as always with Jason McFarland, and appreciate him taking the time, and good luck to the Horned Toads and good luck to all our Central Section teams out there. See if we can get a victory, get some teams to Sacramento by the end of the week. represent that Central Valley. Feels like we don't get enough love in the Central Valley from the other state standpoint, but let me tell you, they're proving their seeding. They're proving their seeding right now with some certain victories, and I would love to see at least four teams represented. If we can get half of those teams in, that'd be something. But maybe I'm undershooting it. I think there's a chance at 6 tonight. I think there's a legit chance at 6. We know for sure at least one with Central East and Clovis girls in the D2 side, or D1 side, excuse me. We had some trading news today, and ain't that funny? Life's funny, isn't it? Takes you back to places you never knew you would go back to. And for Geno Smith, that is certainly the case with a trade that happened this morning. The Raiders, in somewhat of a salary dump, my understanding, save about $26 million, send Geno Smith back to the New York Jets. The team that drafted him way back 2013. And I believe it was with Rex Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, with the head coach back then. I believe it was Rex.
Yeah, it might have been.
I believe it was like little back-end year of Rex, and then taking over was Todd Bowles.
I honestly thought he didn't want to go back there. I thought the bridges were burned, and he didn't have a good relationship with them at the end.
Well, he's the ownership, right? The ownership stayed the same from then to now, and Geno didn't maybe get the fair shake he got in that situation. Toiled around for a little bit. Obviously, we know what he did in Seattle was impressive. It was not impressive what he did in his tenure with the Raiders. But the Raiders continuing to make the moves and sending Geno Smith away. And I think it was going to be an interesting choice in what they were going to do there at the quarterback position. Because obviously, Fernando Mendoza seems to be the guy in the waiting here, with him potentially obviously being the number 1 overall pick. But the question for Raider fans that they have to ask themselves is, and I have a Raider fan in my life who is a little hesitant to believe that Fernando Mendoza is the day 1 starter if he is drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders. I am led to believe that he should be the day 1 starter for the Las Vegas Raiders. Get that ball moving as fast as possible. But the question is what veteran presence are you going to put in that locker room right now? And clearly they feel, and they felt obviously with the decision maybe a week ago that Geno Smith was not going to be in that conversation of being in the locker room. Too expensive to have him as a backup quarterback, obviously. But what is the question? Where are the answers when it comes to free agency and quarterbacks and who can back up Fernando Mendoza if it ends up being that situation, or if you feel comfortable enough to bring in a guy that maybe you do want to start right away in the potential, right? And I don't have many answers to give when it comes to the guys who are available, because if you go down the list of available key free agent quarterbacks right now, Kyler Murray sure isn't going to go there just to sit, right? Even though it would be really fascinating to put Kyler Murray in that situation. But I think that invites a little bit too much competition to spending the first overall pick on Fernando Mendoza, then to have Kyler Murray, who knows, second chance opportunity guy ends up surging. So I'm knocking out Kyler Murray out of this conversation.
There's been a lot of talk with the Vikings about him, so I don't think he's going over there.
Aaron Rodgers is certainly not going to happen.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins feels like it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, but maybe then again, wouldn't I love a quarterback room, Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza together in the same situation? But I think Kirk Cousins feels like he can be a starter in this league with what he did with Atlanta down the stretch and getting that Falcon team to at least 8 wins, I believe, in that division race, even though that race was done and over with for the Falcons for quite some time. Obviously, the Malik Willis domino dropped as he is a Dolphin. Joe Flacco? Anyone? We interested in Joe Flacco showing up in that quarterback room? Is Joe Flacco interested in being a Raider? I don't know if that is necessarily something that would interest him. But then again, we're talking about a guy who was on the Browns roster last year and went to the Bengals in some sort of playoff chase.
I think that's the best part for him. I mean, if he wants to be a backup to a young player,
Right.
Be, just more of a teacher than anything else.
Right. Marcus Mariota's already been a backup in the Raiders, so it doesn't feel like that would be a stop for him.
Also, he did not like his time there.
Jimmy Garoppolo is certainly available, but I don't think he would want to go back to the Raiders with how that all went.
You don't want to leave LA.
Minshew signed with the Cardinals. Is Russell Wilson a backup, or is he too fond of himself for him to be a backup anywhere? I think he has to decide if he wants to be a backup anywhere. I think that's clearly what is happening there. But wouldn't Russell Wilson be a fascinating choice for the Raiders to grab him and Mr. Unlimited showing up and being a Raiders backup, Mr. Limited in the starting time for them? If I were between Flacco and Wilson, I feel like Cool Joe, Pro Bowl Joe Flacco, feels like the obvious pick to me, just in terms of sanity and what he can provide in terms of seeing so much in your NFL life and what you can talk about with Fernando Mendoza as a guy who has seen it, been there, done that, 40 years old, make it happen. And you're not in a horrible spot if for some reason Mendoza doesn't stay healthy, which I've been led to believe that Mendoza seems to be a certain durable quarterback from what we've seen in the hits he takes at the college level. But
he's young.
Joe Flacco, setting up with this Raider offense, I think makes the most. I think it's translatable too, right? Seems very translatable. Flacco, of course, doesn't move as well as Mendoza does, but if you're going to go to prototypical drop-back quarterback with a little toughness in him, I think Joe Flacco is the obvious move. The question is, and I think you can pay a little premium for your backup because you have, obviously, Mendoza on that rookie deal if you draft him. So I think Flacco in a Raider uniform is my spot, is my option, and that's what I would go with. And I think there's no other choice other than that. And if you're going to go with him, maybe the other guy is Russell Wilson if I'm there. But Russell Wilson, I don't know. I think he's finally not being paid by the Broncos. I think they're finally done with that contract, if I'm not mistaken. The other one who's just been around forever is Tyrod Taylor. 36-year-old Tyrod Taylor would be an interesting one for the Raiders.
Definitely, the Flacco scenario seems like the most likely to be successful there. I would think that for everybody would be perfect, but definitely there's other options, and the Raiders are always a little bit, different than everybody else. So
you're not going to make a trade. Tua's obviously off the market, so. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like you're getting value if you trade for Jacoby Brissett or Mac Jones, who are kind of the guys that people are throwing around in the trades. And I think Mac Jones can certainly be a borderline starter somewhere if you traded for him, or maybe just stay with the school of Kyle Shanahan for one more year before he maybe restarts his career. But I think Flacco would be a home run. That's what we're projecting. But clearly the Raiders are deciding to move on from the Geno Smith experiment, and what a shame. I was really hyping that Geno Smith signing last year. I really thought that was going to work out. Those are one of those big misses that you just sit there and shrug your shoulders and move on from that one. But sometimes it can be too good to be true for a team, and that certainly felt the way with Geno Smith. And now he is back where it all started. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? How that all works out.
I never thought he would go back. Especially after
he had no choice. The Raiders shipped him there, man. He doesn't have a choice.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But it's just weird. Like, he got, I don't think he had any good experiences there.
No, certainly not. I remember it because
he got his jaw broken by a teammate. Like, how does that? Like,
no, I watched him lose twice a year to the Patriots. So certainly was not having a good time. All right. When we come back, my buddy Ace is going to join us for the final hour. We're going to have some fun and shenanigans, so stay with us. Third hour of our show next on 1430.
When you want to give a gift everyone loves, give the gift of great food. Lynn's Restaurant Group gift cards work at all their restaurants. Spicy J's, J-Pod, Oisa, Hinoishi, Ramen Hayashi, Lynn's Fusion, Ichi Shabu, and JT. So they can choose what they're craving. Perfect for birthdays, holidays, thank you gifts, or those last-minute presents that still feel thoughtful. Purchase your Lynn's Restaurant Group gift card in-store or on the Lynn's Restaurant Group app. Fast, easy, and always a hit. Lynn's Restaurant Group gift cards. One gift, endless flavor.
ESPN Fresno is proud to bring back the Student Athlete of the Week. Each week, we'll honor a local high school standout for their performance on the field, in the gym, or on the court. It's our way of celebrating the hard work, dedication, and talent of Valley athletes who give it their all. And it all leads to Student Athlete of the Year. Do you have an athlete you believe is worthy of this award? Enter them in at 1430ESPNFresno.com today. The Student Athlete of the Week, shining a spotlight on the stars of tomorrow.
The brackets are heating up, and it's the perfect time to call timeout for lunch. Head to Toledo's Mexican Restaurant for their lunch special, just $16.99, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Your choice of soup or salad, a fountain drink, and your favorite entree like enchiladas, tacos, burritos, or tamales. All served with rice and refried beans. Toledo's with 3 locations serving Fresno and Clovis. Make your lunch break a winner with Toledo's. $16.99, Monday through Friday, 10 to 2. Online at Toledo'sMexicanRestaurant.com.
Cyber criminals stole $10 trillion from U.S. businesses last year. Did you know that 75% of businesses hit with ransomware do not survive? Is your company protected? Could your company survive a real-time cyber attack? Get a free consultation from M-Cubed Technologies today. Our team of cyber professionals are here to help and protect you from this real threat. Don't fall victim to cybercrime and risk losing your business. Contact M-Cubed Technologies today at mcubedtechnologies.com.
When Jeff Thiessen and Lance Duker started Thiessen Duker Modern Wealth Management in 2003, they had a simple mission: to make every life they touch better. They established Thiessen Duker as an independent firm, not tied to the restrictions of one Wall Street company, so their clients could have access to any investment products that were right for them, and Thiessen Duker could serve their clients the way they wanted to be served. They've done other things differently too, from investing in advanced financial planning technology to implementing a team approach with advisors working together to develop client strategies. And from day one, Thiessen Duker has shared its success with local organizations, making a difference in people's lives right here at home. If you need a financial advisor, or if you are a financial advisor and would like to know more about how Thiessen Duker can make your life better, please visit ThiessenDuker.com. The advisors of Thiessen Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Citrus season is in full swing. When harvest pressure is on, Kubota delivers dependable power, easy operation, and the performance growers rely on in the Grove. There's still time to get the right tractor this season at Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, has the equipment, parts, and service you need when timing matters most. Make this citrus season count. Visit Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer today at pioneerequipmentca.com.
You build Pacific Steel Supplies. For every project, residential, commercial, industrial, or agricultural, trust Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno for galvanized and pre-painted corrugated metal sheets and structural steel components. Built to last and designed to be cost-effective. From roofing and fencing to siding projects, count on Pacific Steel Supply. With unbeatable pricing, around-the-clock service, and fast delivery, they help you save time and money. Get your free quote today at Ashland and Parkway, just off or online at PacificSteelSupplyInc.com.
Your home of the San Francisco 49ers, 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader, KFIG Fresno.
I'm Christine Lisi. Conference Championship Week rolls on, and 5 more bids to the men's NCAA tournament on the line tonight on ESPN. It is the Horizon League final at halftime. Detroit Mercy leading Wright State 29-26. Over on ESPN2, Long Island University with a 42-40 halftime lead on Mercyhurst in the Northeast Conference final. The CAA Championship final has Hofstra leading Monmouth 35-32 at halftime. Duke starting guard Caleb Foster, fractured right foot, is out indefinitely, but he has not been ruled out the remainder of the season. The NBA's Eastern Conference leading Pistons trying to snap a 4-game losing streak in tonight's road matchup against the Nets. Detroit leading at Brooklyn 25-13 first quarter, 11 points for Jalen Duren. Grizzlies up 46 76ers up, 58-42 on the Grizzlies in the second quarter. Hawks leading the Mavericks 19-12 in the first quarter. On the ice, no score for the Kings and Bruins after one. Boston has won 12 in a row at home. Lightning leading the Blue Jackets 1-0 first intermission. Sabres going for an 8th consecutive win, up 2-1 on the Sharks at the first intermission. Penguins and the East leading Hurricanes tied at 1 after 20 minutes. Panthers leading the Red Wings 1-0 first intermission. Canadiens up 2-0 on a Maple Leafs team that is winless in its last 7 games after 1. Blues up 1-0 on the Islanders' first period. Geno Smith's NFL career has come full circle. Jets agreed to acquire him from the Raiders in a late pick swap in next month's NFL draft. He'll be New York's starting quarterback once again after one of his worst NFL seasons in Las Vegas.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Wednesday, we break down the latest from the NFL free agency front, and Giants running back Cam Scatterbo joins us. That's Wednesday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly.
Quay Walker, with some of the secondary guys you re-sign, you're essentially potentially getting Max Crosby back if that's the situation that the Raiders are going to find themselves in. Now, who knows? They could still trade the guy. I'm sure there were other suitors out there.
Oh, yeah, there's got to be.
So I'm not closing the door completely on Max Crosby being not a Raider either. But this is a fascinating development, and the Raiders no longer are going to be getting that 14th overall pick from Baltimore that I thought was going to be a really key piece to getting, some maybe more offensive talent, a stud receiver to add to the Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, Mendoza,
That's right. They don't really have like a standout wide receiver now.
They signed Jalen Naylor, who's not going to be a number one. You cannot just have that be your number one dude.
Yeah.
But, I think there's going to be real interesting conversations now as we are seeing in real time and us reacting in real time that the Raiders are not going to trade Max Crosby to the Ravens. What does this mean? I literally don't know what this means. I literally don't know what is happening here.
When was the last time a team that was trading a player said, LOL, never mind?
I think it got close with the Dolphins and Drew Brees. I think it got extremely close. And then the Dolphins got spooked on the physical stuff of Drew Brees because he tore his rotator cuff with San Diego. That's what caused him to
go to the Saints, right?
To eventually go to the Saints, and the Saints took the shot on him. But the Dolphins had every opportunity they could to pick him up, and instead they went to Dante Culpepper. And we all know how that turned.
That's a choice.
For the Dolphins. What do you got, Jorge?
No, I was saying usually there is like trades that don't happen during every season, but it's basically physicals or something to do with money.
Right, but like this is the first time that someone's been like, no, never mind, we don't actually want to do that, and it was like a big like blockbuster trade. Because I get like players are like, oh, they didn't pass their physical, so like it didn't happen. But
I think the biggest thing is the physical part, or the biggest star probably since Drew Brees that this has happened to.
Yes, this is the only comp I can really think of is the Drew Brees trade or free agency period. I can't remember. It was probably a free agency move, right? Or because they were ready to roll with Phillip Rivers with San Diego at the time, and they the Dolphins had every opportunity to acquire Drew Brees and did not because of a spooked physical. But here's the thing. Max Crosby seemed to be healthy at the tail end of the year with the Raiders, so I don't know what new stuff has popped up with Max Crosby if it's a physical situation. We're only speculating.
That's a big if, yeah.
We're only speculating here. I don't have any other information than what I'm reading here with anything. But the problem is this a solution to what the Raiders are trying to do? And is what the Raiders have done with all the spending enough to maybe allow Max Crosby to be back in the conversation here of being on the team? Because that is a special player, certainly, if the Raider fans are going to want to believe that Max Crosby is on this team. I am not confirming that that's the intention of the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders have – I still don't believe they have the full intentionality of keeping Max Crosby on their team. I think there's still opportunity to trade him away. But you saw how much they spent. I have had this conversation yesterday about the Raiders being a team that can surprise with what the pieces they've been putting around and spending money on. But now you're back where somehow you've unrung a bell and you've shown the ability to spend money.
The can of worms is closed.
And I think Max Crosby's looking at the pieces that are on this defense and
It's
saying,
like, hey, I don't want to leave anymore.
Actually, that looks pretty good.
So what was the knee injury he had with the Raiders?
He tore his ACL, didn't he?
I don't think he tore his ACL.
Because I remember he had a knee injury. And
like this last season that just happened. Yeah.
But I don't think he had taken the physical yet.
There was a meniscus injury. He went under a successful surgery to repair left meniscus, which meniscus isn't as devastating as an ACL or MCL. Meniscuses are easy to repair. Maybe it was some issue after that, but supposedly the meniscus issue was, quote, successful from the injury he repaired in January of 2026. But like we said, I'm being speculative here. We don't know why and what reasons there are that the Baltimore Ravens have backed out of this trade.
I thought the Raiders backed out.
No, the Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens.
The Baltimore the Raiders posted this. The Raiders have posted this. The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of our trade agreement for Max Crosby.
Wow, I totally read that wrong.
We have no further comment. The Raiders had every intention of seeing this trade through.
Right.
The Ravens apparently.
I wonder what the Ravens must have gotten spooked by something.
So,
because he's a free agent, right?
But
no,
does he has
he has his extension.
Yeah, that's right. It was a trade. Duh.
Yeah, he's still extended with the Raiders. Per Mike Garafolo, this was tweeted a minute ago, it is a medical reason. The trades have been contingent upon physical, so it appears that it is from a physical checkup on Max Crosby.
But he hasn't taken the physical yet.
Supposedly, this is what's going on. I am reading what is being reported from Mike Garafolo.
He gets the copy. He reads the copy.
Of the NFL, and the NFL reporter Mike Garafolo is saying it is because of a medical reason.
Even Adam Schefter said Max Crosby still had to take and pass physical coming off a significant knee injury.
Maybe he took a physical. Maybe he did, because all the paperwork goes through tomorrow, right? So maybe they did the physical today, and they're like, nope, don't like it.
Right.
See ya.
But I think they have to have the paperwork done. Then he has to take the physical.
Yeah.
I think it has to get submitted.
Yeah. It certainly has to. And then the team doctors certainly have an opportunity to check it all out and see if it's all kosher. Right.
Maybe something in the background that they found on the history of his injuries, maybe.
This such a trade with such magnitude. He did not pass his physical today, per sources, says Diane Orsini. So the Ravens are getting their first-round picks back. So, yeah, he did not pass his physical. That is new reported 4 minutes ago.
I don't think you can come back from a meniscus after 2 months.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be, outside of the parameters of what your injury is, and they'll consider that. But maybe they saw something in that injury that wasn't healing as fast as they maybe thought.
Oh, maybe,
and it's just or maybe there's a long-term thing that could be going on with Max Crosby that certainly will be going on. Like I said, this is all fluid. This is all very new. But the Raiders are now in a scenario here where you signed all these guys, and clearly now the trade value of Max Crosby has gone down.
Yeah.
It's no longer 2 first-round picks, one this year and one next. Because if there's a looming physical out there that failed for Max Crosby, teams are not going to pony up as much for him.
Let's also remember what happened to Drew Brees.
Right.
Drew Brees was 100%, but the Dolphins did not want to, they feel that they didn't have to do that trade because they didn't want to risk it.
Right.
However, Drew Brees was 100%, and he showed it a few years later by winning the Super Bowl.
I think Drew Brees was also maybe wasn't he 3 years in with the Chargers or something? He was younger than Max Crosby when
he might have been the same age.
Because Max Crosby right now? I think didn't he just turn 30?
Max Crosby is I think 29 right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the Ravens medical team. By the way, I got some context again. That it's not the first time a failed physical has scuttled a deal on the Ravens, and it happened in 2018. The Ravens agreed to terms with free agent wide receiver Ryan Grant, but didn't go through signing him because of an ankle issue. They also didn't sign Michael Brockers in 2020 because of that. This is interesting, but I wonder, like, what do you do now if you're the Raiders? Can you have that so much money on those books, right, with everybody on there? And are the Raiders more incentivized to keep him now because your value is certainly down? And if you're going to not get what you wanted from that haul, can the relationship be repaired after trading the dude? Is he willing to come back? Which I think Max Crosby feels like in his heart of hearts wants to play for the Raider fandom.
I think so, yeah.
He's talked about it numerous times. And sometimes in situations like this, players see it as a sign to say, maybe I'm not supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not supposed to be the guy that's leaving this team and leaving this group right away. The Raiders know how he operates, and certainly he can overcome injury like this because he's a monster. But the question remains if this is a repairable relationship or if the Raiders have to find another suitor and eat whatever loss on return they're going to get. I don't think there's an incentivized reason why the Raiders should still seek a trade because you're just not going to get what you thought you were going to get when the Ravens proposed that deal. Because now all 31 other teams are spooked.
Yeah.
From failed physical. And you just sent a lot of money, $281 million total dollars to different contracts now, and now you have him on the books. This is fascinating stuff. I'm just talking it through right now. I think I think this works better for the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken.
They got the room for him. I mean, because you signed a bunch of people on defense,
right?
Like
with the
you
full
kind of
intention
got some dudes,
yeah.
And now you have Max Crosby still.
Because I talked about this yesterday, and I went through the damn schedule of the Raiders because, Asa, I did this the last 5 years. I went through the last 5 years, and there's always one team that just out of nowhere surprises you and makes it all the way to even a Super Bowl certain extents. 2021 had the Bengals because they were a 4-win team the year before.
Yeah.
A 4-win Giants team became a 10-win Giants team in 22 and won a playoff game over the Minnesota Vikings with Daniel Jones and that crew. Daniel Jones, kind of a third-year quarterback at that time.
Right.
2023, you had a 3-win Houston Texan team become a 10-win Texan team with C.J. Stroud made it to a divisional round.
Right.
Right? You had, in 2024, a 4-win Washington Commander team become a team that made it to the NFC Championship with a rookie, Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
Last year, a 4-win New England Patriot team made it all the way to the damn Super Bowl with a second-year quarterback in Drake May.
Yeah.
Why
not the Raiders?
And I know the reason a lot of people are going to say is it's the damn Raiders. But I said this about 2 years ago with the damn Commanders. I'm like, that's Washington football. Washington football is as Raider as it could be on the NFC side. And they made it all the way to the damn NFC Championship. So now you add this to the situation, and you talk about the pieces they could potentially play with. And is this the new version of rebuilding in the NFL where it's a get-rich-quick scheme where you take advantage of a horrible, just a just an easy schedule, just like cupcake schedule as it can be. And I'll show you that Raiders schedule real quick again, because it is as cupcake as it can get. But considering the talent they've added, they signed a quarterback on their offensive line in Tyler Linderbaum as their center that can just get bleep together for that offensive line that was so inept last year.
God, let's hope so.
Asa, games at the Cardinals next year. They got a game against the Dolphins with Malik Willis at home. They've got the Patriots who, not a lot of people are feeling hot about next year. The Jets, the Browns, the Titans, the Saints. Hell, the Chiefs, I think, are worse.
At that point in the season, they're worse.
They could be starting your boy Jake Haener.
They could be.
At a certain point.
My goodness.
Bo Nix and Sean Payton hate each other. We know this.
I overheard that. I don't know. Where is this? I would like to read where this happened.
Bo Nix is not happy with how Sean Payton has disclosed his injury history lately. Since the ankle injury.
Oh.
Sean's been a little too talkative, and Bo Nix tells him, hey, you need to stop talking about that.
This is a HIPAA violation.
And the Chargers are as milquetoast of milquetoast teams I've ever seen in what they've done this offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't think they've done anything.
No. And you got the Buffalo Bills, the LA Rams, and Seattle Seahawks and the Niners on your schedule. But outside of that,
looking pretty all right.
10 or 11 wins feels very possible. And now you got Max Crosby on that side of things, added with a couple of great linebackers. Maybe in a very good offensive mind, Kubiak. I know, folks. I know. I wasn't believing it last year when the Patriots were doing their thing and made it all the way to the damn Super Bowl. But if this is certainly the opportunity that the Raiders have, and aside from God, if you believe in that, if you're a Raider fan, that Max Crosby is now your player again, maybe you should start thinking about Inglewood in February, huh? Wouldn't that be something?
I know.
Let's not get too high, though. Who knows? Maybe the Raiders still trade the guy. But what a interesting turn of events in the NFL landscape. So I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot on that news. Hey, so how you doing?
Good, Phil.
Doing all right? I haven't seen you since Monster Jam on Friday. So.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
It was.
Gravedigger rolled.
Gravedigger rolled. He did a backflip.
Yeah.
It was great.
Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Such a clean car.
That was an awesome car.
It was so rad. I love Monster Jam. I feel like I'm 6 again.
You crushed a snow cone?
When it started turning, it reached a point where it turned purple, and I was like, I am a 34-year-old man. I should not be eating this.
And
this
yet,
is not good for me.
And yet you did.
I ate every single bit of that snow cone.
That Gravedigger
I paid
cup
too much for that.
Paid for
that GD snow cone.
That Gravedigger
to
cup,
not eat it.
That Gravedigger cup is going to live in your life for the next 20 years.
Out of spite.
I can't wait. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got a 5 of 5 to do here in this third and final hour. Stay with us. Behind the Bench rolls along.
Fresno State Baseball and their hard-hitting Diamond Dogs will be lighting up Pete Biden Field at Bob Bennett Stadium all season long. Right next door will be your Fresno State softball team at Margie Wright Diamond. The Bulldogs want your community support, and we all know Bulldog baseball and softball isn't the same without the Red Wave. Come out and support your Diamond Dogs as baseball and softball compete for another Mountain West championship. And remember, go Dogs.
My wife and I don't need advice on how to create wealth. We need advice on how we seek to make the most of it. We need help with complex issues like creative risk management and tax mitigation strategies, estate planning to help preserve our kids' and grandkids' futures, and leaving a legacy through a trust for charitable giving. And we'd like to simplify by being able to view all of our investment vehicles in one place. We're looking for all of this in one firm. Bottom line, we're looking for something different.
Thies & Duker Modern Wealth Management is different. From our innovative software designed to perform detailed analysis and streamlining of even the most complex portfolios, to how our advisors work as a multidisciplinary team to refine financial strategies. Visit thiesandduker.com to learn more about how Thies & Duker might just be the kind of different you need. The advisors of Thies & Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Fresno State baseball and their hard-hitting Diamond Dogs will be lighting up Pete Biden Field at Bob Bennett Stadium all season long. Right next door will be your Fresno State softball team at Margie Wright Diamond. The Bulldogs want your community support, and we all know Bulldog baseball and softball isn't the same without the Red Wave. Come out and support your Diamond Dogs as baseball and softball compete for another Mountain West championship. And remember, go Dogs!
Food lovers, Mediterranean just got better. Aleppo Kebab is now open on Blackstone and Sierra near the DMV in Fresno. One bite and you're hooked. No flight required for a taste of authentic Mediterranean and Middle Eastern flavor made the traditional way. From Aleppo's tender chicken shawarma and perfectly grilled kofta kebabs to fresh falafel, salads, and warm pita breads. All made with locally sourced high-quality ingredients. Dine in or take it out today at Aleppo Kebab. Better, tastier Mediterranean food at a fast food price. Now open on Blackstone and Sierra near the DMV in Fresno.
The Central Valley Sports Leader has you covered for the local angle with the Central Valley Sports Report hosted by Paul Meadors. Paul is back for year 5 and is ready to give you the insight and knowledge of everything you need to know when it comes to high school sports. From the coaches and player interviews to the game recaps week by week, as well as talking with all the insiders that have the pulse when it comes to prep sports in the Central Valley. Central Valley Sports Report, airing 10 a.m. to noon, live from First String Sports every Saturday on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
The weather in Fresno is, well, crazy. 31 degrees one day, 71 the next. We're famous for going from winter to summer in the blink of an eye. And you know what that means? It's time to have your air conditioner serviced. Regular AC maintenance doesn't cost. It's an investment that pays. For 56 years, Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning has provided trusted HVAC service to the Central Valley. Annual checkups keep your system running smoothly and help prevent costly repairs. The specialists at Donald P. Dick can locate problems early, saving you money and stress. Sign up for our Super Saver program. It's just a few bucks a month. You'll get 15% off repairs and 2 professional tune-ups a year to keep your efficiency up and your PG&E bill down. For fast, reliable service and over 5 decades of experience, call Mr. Cool at 559-255-1644. That's Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning at 255-1644.
Welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. I'm now seeing people are saying, are the Cowboys back in on the Max Crosby sweepstakes? I think now that I'm considering this a little bit more as I sit here and get 4 minutes of reprieve from my own brain spinning off my head, I think still the Raiders are incentivized to trade him at a certain point, but it's going to be a smaller package than what we saw last time. So I'm very curious to see who they go after now, and the Cowboys certainly could offer a deal. How rich do you want to pay Jerry Jones between that and what you can get for Max Crosby? It's going to be fascinating.
If Jerry Jones gets Max Crosby, I will clown on him so much harder than I already have. Because Micah Parsons is younger.
Right.
And you traded him.
And if you use any of those picks that you got from Green Bay back to this Max Crosby deal, which now seems to be a little bit more
but like,
limited.
Oh my God, it would be such a Jerry Jones move to do something stupid like that.
I also feel like, Crosby's not as good as.
No, he's not. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not like he's not Micah Parsons. He's not all world.
Max Crosby has some really good advanced stats in the run game. Just a heads up. As
Yeah,
opposed to
that's fine. He always gets an arm free. As long as you can get on that outside shoulder, like
he's
he's
not
at the
good.
edge.
Yeah.
But
you know, he's definitely an all-star. But Micah Parsons, I just felt like he had more of a little bit of an edge. You know, but
he doesn't have an Achilles right now. I'll tell you that.
He does not.
So that's what's going on there. But anyways, so much to get into, and there's so little time to get into it all. So let's get into a 5 at 5 because we have so much to talk about with this free agency period. 48 hours. And by the way, we're not even like solidified into these conversations because it all gets solidified tomorrow. So who knows what other news is going to pop up. But let's get to our 5 at 5.
5 at 5 with Benotti is brought to you by FFB Bank, Faithful Financial Banking. What does FFB mean to you?
And our 5 at 5 today is top 5 free agency moves so far, which is ever changing as we roll along here on this show. So, Ace, I remember you going first last time, so I'm going to go first this time. Are you ready? Are you ready with your list of vibes?
Let's do it.
Number 5.
This one's going to hurt you personally, and actually I got a couple of them here that are going to hurt you personally. But Devin Lloyd to the Panthers.
Nope. I'm not even hurt. That's just a bad take.
I really enjoyed watching Devin Lloyd play this year.
I also did, but I think that the Panthers are paying way too much for him.
Who
is paying $15 million for an off-ball linebacker?
I thought he should be an All-Pro last year.
I also think he should be an All-Pro, but he had one good year, and I don't think that's worth $15 million. I'm sorry. I love Devin Lloyd. Go get your bag, but
I like it better than Jalen Phillips and what they signed with Carolina. So I think Carolina had some serious needs on the defensive side. I know that it's a little bit of a premium, but I just think legitimate names on that defensive side as opposed to God knows who from Carolina's defense that I don't know many players about.
J.C. Horn?
He doesn't play what Devin Lloyd does. And,
no, he doesn't.
And
Right.
I don't think the Panthers have a sterling linebacking core, if I last do mistake. Remember myself with.
I could not name. Granted, I can't name very many players, but I don't think I could name anyone that's not J.C. Horn on.
I'm still
on the
stuck
Panthers
on
defense.
like Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis's guys who played for the Panthers back in the day.
What's the Peppers gentleman? What was his first name?
Julius Peppers?
Yes,
the
there
Hall
you
of
go.
Famer.
Yeah,
that guy.
Couldn't remember his name.
Jesus Christ!
I remember the Peppers part.
I'm high on Devin Lloyd. I know he's your dude, and you know him better than I. But I'm high on Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, it is free agency. The name of the game is overpay. But
all right,
you're going to shut your mouth on this one. I like the Monteric Brown re-signing because he is cheap. He is so dirt cheap. $33 million, 3 years for a pretty decent outside corner, outside of the bell curve. And you made fun of me for it. And the Patriots have done nothing. Congrats on Romeo Dobbs.
I don't want
Mazel
that.
tov.
I don't want that. Congratulations.
Good.
I'm not down on that
Good.
one.
So you shush.
When's the AJ Brown trade dropping?
I don't know, Phil. Just light your candles or whatever.
Just give me that news. I just need that news.
Number 4.
Rashid Shaheed back to the Seahawks for 3 years and some $50 million or whatever he's going to be. And I know he's a little gimmicky as a player, but I think he unlocks so much for Seattle on that offensive side, and especially when they're going to struggle in the run game a little bit because they don't have their running back just quite yet. Letting Kenneth Walker walk and then not having Charbonnet until October. I think Rashid Shaheed is one of the most dangerous players in the NFL. He kind of reminds me of Tavon Austin a little bit, but actually can catch a football and play actual wide receiver.
Yeah,
so
in the NFL.
Exactly. So Rashid Shaheed back with the Seahawks, back under that offense, and back with Sam Darnold. He is a terrifying person on special teams, and Seattle won some games with that kind of special teams. So Rashid Shaheed at number 4 feels like an awesome free agency signing for the Seahawks.
I got Travis Etienne to the Saints. Go get your bag. I guess he wanted to go home to Louisiana because that's where he's from, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. And they're paying him $8 million a year, and you know what? Go get your money, dude.
That feels really cheap for Travis Etienne.
For who it is, yeah, that is dirt.
Yeah.
Dude must have either not wanted to be in Jacksonville or really, really wanted to be close to home. Yeah, he must have taken like a gnarly hometown discount.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Number 3.
And Kobe Dean for the Raiders.
Okay.
Just part of this whole team and championship pedigree coming from Philadelphia and what he is bringing to that Raider locker room. And now, I mean, in the context of if Max Crosby stays or goes, suddenly this defense goes from really interesting to, holy moly, I don't want to play the Raiders next year on defense. So I think this is a monster that they've signed. I think he's a really awesome player. I had some stats on him coming in. If I pull it up here real quick, if I find it, adding him also with Quay Walker as teammates at Georgia, by the way, makes it really fascinating.
That's
too.
a nice story.
And so they get to go play together. And, I think they got a good number on him simply because of a little bit of the injury history. But 4 sacks out of that linebacker spot, I think Nakobe Dean's going to be a really good addition for the Raiders.
Do you want to know who my number 3 is?
Go ahead.
Who's Max Crosby to the Raiders?
Jesus Christ. That was a trade.
It's a free agency thing. Who cares?
Okay, yeah.
Whatever. I thought it was going to be good because God knows the Ravens need help on defense, and also they lost. They hemorrhaged people.
Yes.
But now it's not happening, so this one's null and void. But that I didn't have time to fix my list, and you know what? I'm sticking to it.
All right. Max Crosby anywhere could still happen.
Yeah. So
number 2.
Sorry, I just stepped on you there.
No, that's fine.
I have Travis Etienne here because I think the Saints could win that division, even with what the Panthers
the
have done.
NFC South is so dumb.
I really think the Saints could win that division with what they've added. And having Tyler Shook, who I kind of genuinely enjoyed watching play football last year, and some of the weapons that the Saints could have. Yes, Saints have weapons, and now Etienne's a part of it. That's a little bit of a sustainable run game you could produce in New Orleans.
It also means that Alvin Kamara is probably done, right?
You just got to find 9 wins on that schedule. Yeah, Kamara, who knows? You got to find 9 wins somewhere on that schedule, and the Saints could find themselves into that position because who knows what bad vibes are coming out of Tampa when Mike Evans is taking a pay cut to leave that place.
Yeah.
And the Panthers, the mileage varies on if you really trust Bryce Young to do what he did again, which was barely – you felt like you had to drag him to 9 wins last year for him to win a division. And God help the Falcons and what they're doing with the left-handed
Whatever is
quarterbacks.
going on over there. Yeah, whatever's in the water.
I hope those fans are okay in Atlanta. So
the city of Atlanta, they've gone through so much recently.
It feels like they got a bargain there with Etienne, and – I think it's going to really work. I really think it's going to work. I thought Etienne was a very underrated running back last year, like really underrated running back last year.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Your turn.
Well,
that's how this
sorry,
segment works.
I was having fun listening. I really liked Linderbaum to the Raiders, if only because Steph's big complaint with the Raiders ever since we got together has been the offensive line is trash. Mm-hmm. Amongst other things, the offensive line is trash. And after watching the Raiders fairly extensively last year, she onto something.
Yeah.
So I think Linderbaum, holding everything down at center is a good start. I think that they probably go at, offensive line heavy in the draft, and also, I mean, if you're going to be drafting Fernie Mendoza, what better way to help him out by giving Ashton Genty a strong, getting him going.
Well, actually, let me just go to one because I have.
Number 1.
Tyler Linderbaum here at number 1.
Ooh,
I think he's the best signing. And it's just piggyback off of your point of what centers can do. People don't realize how important center position is. It is the quarterback of the offensive line. They are pointing out whoever, the linebackers are that they're going to be setting the blocks for and who's going to be coming through whatever gaps and setting everything for your tackles and guards and organizing that line. Because I think one word you can describe what the Raiders line was, which was disorganized.
Yeah.
Nobody was a leader on that position group. And I think a great center can fix a lot of issues that other guys are having on that line. You can theoretically, and now that the Raiders currently don't have another first-round pick because they don't have that trade with Max Crosby now, the question now is it worth it to spend on some offensive lineman? Yeah, you could maybe get on the back end, second round, third round guys if you're considering that. But maybe you consider, can this center, Tyler Linderbaum, who is guaranteed the most money out of any offensive lineman ever, can he be a guy that lifts other guys and allows you to not feel the need to draft guys that you need? Allows you to feel comfortable that the quarterback of the offensive line, which is the center, can help Ashton Genty be a little bit of a better running back because his blocks are set. The dude was contacted further downfield or further upfield than any other running back has ever been contacted behind the line. A lot of that's offensive line. It's not Ashton Genty's fault.
No.
So Tyler Linderbaum is setting up a position group that I think is going to vastly improve, and it's the right decision to make to go after a guy like that, especially with a rookie quarterback coming in, which I think is going to start week one. I don't think there's any question about it. I know certain people don't want him to start week one because they worry about what it'll do, but that was the exact signing you need to make to justify that you can start that quarterback Fernando Mendoza if you draft a number 1 overall, to have him start week one and not feel like the dude is going to get killed each week in, week out.
I had a couple conspiracy theories that they're kind of moot now, but I thought with the other first round pick that the Raiders were going to get it, they were going to go ahead and get a stud left tackle or something.
Yeah.
Just get 2/5 of that line just set up. But my number 1 is Trent McDuffie to the Rams. Because if I remember correctly, Darius Williams retired. I think a couple of their corners retired, and they were all last season. I think the Rams secondary was depleted or fighting for its life, and I think getting Trent McDuffie, good call.
There you go.
Yeah,
Trent McDuffie. Jalen Watson, by the way, back on the Rams secondary too.
That's right.
He was my honorable mentions. But.
That was Phil's 5 at 5.
I am seeing a tweet from a Ravens fan back on March 4th.
Oh, boy.
If the Ravens happen to trade for Max Crosby, I'll completely shave my head. He quote tweeted that at 4:23 p.m. today with the picture of him and his head shaved.
Oh.
Welcome to Baltimore, Max Crosby.
More like Baltimore, am I right?
And now the dude has no hair, and he has no edge rusher.
You know what? It'll grow back. It'll grow back. It's fine.
Do you want to see the picture?
Absolutely.
Look at this poor soul.
Oh, buddy. He looks like Caillou if Caillou was uglier.
How do you shave your head and still not have a completely shaved head? How do you have a line of hair when you don't?
Well, because he probably just used a beard trimmer, like clippers or something. He didn't bick it.
Yeah. You got to pick it if you're going to shave your head.
Oh, dude,
right?
if you're going to commit.
Right, Jorge? If you completely shave it, it's not just buzz. You don't just buzz it down. You got to completely commit to the bald, right, Jorge? This is not full commitment to shaving the head with declarative statement.
No, you got to do it without any clips, zero, sprayer.
Yeah, that's no guard.
No guard.
Barbasol on top of your head,
right.
you spit shine.
But maybe your head's too tender to take on the Bic razor and
I guess, yeah.
And for the first time, because you don't ever do.
You don't have to do it with the razor, but you do have to have it no guard, zero guard with the
right
hair clippers.
Right. Anyways, that poor soul. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we wrap up the show next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Introducing The Sidebar, a brand new open-air beer garden at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill in River Park. Experience a new way to catch a game, hang with friends, and enjoy new appetizers, char-grilled burgers, salads, wings with over 10 house-made sauces, and of course, world-famous Me and Ed's pizza. Thirsty? Try our self-poured taps with over a dozen craft beers, wines, ciders, and craft seltzers. Plus a full bar with an impressive selection of tequilas, whiskeys, and craft cocktails. The Sidebar at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill, now open in River Park.
The one thing I love about spring is it's time for the new golf clubs. They're here. Are you ready to upgrade your golf game? The new clubs have arrived at Roger Dunn, and they're game changers. Check out the new Quantum from Callaway, or the QI4D from TaylorMade, plus the latest release from Ping, Titleist, and Cobra Golf. Come in, get professionally fit, and find out which clubs are built for you and your swing. The good weather's coming, and remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
Play ball, Fresno. Historic Negro League Baseball jerseys just hit the lineup at Fresno Suit Outlet. Now 50% off retail. Over 20 teams available in various styles, including Newark Dodgers, New York Cubans, and New York Giants. Sizes extra small to 7X while supplies last. And remember, Fresno Suit Outlet is home of the 3-suit deal. Just $399 with shoes starting at $39.99. So slide into the Fresno Suit Outlet today on Blackstone north of Shaw. Online at FresnoSuitOutlet.com.
We started like you, a small team with a big dream to serve the Valley. 20 years later, FFB Bank is still proudly backing businesses across California and beyond. We've learned a lot about what it takes to grow, and now we're using that experience to make things easier for you. With our Switch and Save offer, we'll cover up to 90 days of payment processing, provide no-cost equipment, and offer competitive rates so your business can keep more of what it earns. And behind it all is a local team that truly understands your goals and is ready to help you reach them. Make the switch. Save with FFB. Visit ffb.bank to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
At Helena Agri Enterprises, we've been committed to helping farmers achieve success since 1957. In the years to come, Helena will continue to be there with the people, products, and knowledge to help increase your productivity for greater returns. The way we see it, your success is the only measure of the work we do together. To find out how Helena can help you achieve or exceed your production goals, contact your local Helena representative or visit us at helenaagri.com.
Fresno, you already know how we roll in the mornings. From 9 to noon, Monday through Friday, it's Rich Eisen holding it down on ESPN Fresno. NFL headlines covered. NBA buzz locked in. Viral moments and hot takes always in play. Rich brings the insight, the humor, and those can't-miss interviews that keep you plugged into everything happening in the sports world. So whether you're on the road, at work, or sneaking in that early coffee break, keep it right here. Rich Eisen, 9 to noon, weekdays on ESPN Fresno.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Asa here closing out this final bit of hour. Sharks lead 4-2 right now. Or, excuse me, down 4-2 right now to the Sabres going into the third period. How are you feeling about this game? We've been watching it while we're doing our segments.
It was getting a little chippy there for a second. Yeah. There was that fight that was going on.
Yeah. These are important points down the stretch. They're only a point back of the Kraken. They have a game in hand. If they lose this outright, they don't gain any ground. They officially lose that little bit of opportunity and leeway. So if you can get two and push it here, I think the Sharks would love to get out of Buffalo with a point here. So I think there's opportunity. They've shown their ability to come back on the road before. I'm looking at you, Pittsburgh. So
how many games are left?
I think we're down to less than a month.
Wow.
No, a little over a month here. I'm going to say 5 weeks left of the season. 5 weeks left.
There's actually, well, I'm not going to lie. There's actually more than I thought that was left.
It's crunch. There's like 3 big road trips and 2 long homestands for the Sharks left.
Okay.
Basically. So this is a long trip. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to root against the Sharks on Thursday because I am a Bruins fan. And
yes.
They play in Boston Thursday night.
Okay.
So down they go.
Anyways. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
wait. When is that game?
Thursday.
Oh, I thought it was Tuesday. I'm like, are you kidding? They're playing in Boston on St. Patrick's Day? You got to be kidding.
No, today is Tuesday. Wait, next week's St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
Oh, wow.
I have a show.
Next Tuesday.
self promo. If you guys want something to do, go to Goldstein's on Tuesday and watch For the Record play.
Okay.
Because it'll be fun.
We like it. Asa, you want to do a little mascot trivia? With some teams
Absolutely, I would.
With some teams that have made it into the NCAA tournament.
Let's do it.
Because I did this game with Jorge yesterday, and I'm going to see if you know the mascots for some schools from around the country.
Let's do it. Okay.
I was really horrible at it.
Jorge,
I'm going to be bad, but we have so much fun.
You went one for five. I'm updating the page because I just want to make sure I have a good refresh here. All right, out of the NEC, Long Island, LIU has made the NCAA tournament. Can you give me any guess on what their mascot is?
Is it an animal?
It is an animal.
Kangaroos.
No.
Okay.
It's a sea animal.
The Sea Lions?
No.
Seals.
It's a team that's playing on 790 right now. The Sharks.
Oh,
Long Island
that's
University
fun.
Sharks.
Oh, I like that.
How about out of the Ohio Valley, Tennessee State? Got a bid.
Tennessee State or East Tennessee State?
Just Tennessee
State.
First appearance since 1994 in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, man, I have no idea. This is why I hate college basketball, because there's so many small schools that I don't know.
This is what's fun about it.
I know. It's great.
The Tigers of Tennessee
the Tigers?
State.
Oh, man, I'm way overthinking this.
Yeah. How about Northern Iowa out of the Missouri Valley? First appearance since 2016. Northern Iowa, they're purple and yellow. I think you can visualize
The Cavaliers.
No, they are the Panthers.
God bless America.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about High Point University out of the Big South?
High Point.
They're purple and white, I believe. It's their second straight tournament appearance out of the Big South.
The Senators.
They are also the Panthers.
God.
Ain't that something?
Oh, wow. How about that?
How about North Dakota State out of the Summit League? You can get this one.
That's the Bison.
That's the Bison.
Oh, yay. I got one.
First one since 2019 they're in. How about Troy out of the Sun Belt?
Oh, the Trojans.
Attaboy.
Yeah, the Sun Belt. I know the Sun Belt.
How about Furman out of the SoCon?
Is that Southern Connecticut?
Those the
Southern
I know
Conference.
those,
Furman. You know Furman.
Are they dogs?
They're
Some
not
sort of
dogs. That's not a dog. It's not
It's a
dog.
tiger.
It's not a tiger.
It's a panther.
It's a person mascot,
It's a guy?
I believe.
Oh, is it a Spartan?
Deacon?
It's a paladin.
Oh,
They're
okay.
the paladins. So, one more. How about Queens University out of North Carolina from the Atlantic Sun, making their first tournament appearance ever. Queens University out of North Carolina survey says...
Is it the Queens?
Close.
Is it the Kings?
Very close. What would you consider Queens and Kings?
Oh, royalty? Members of the court?
Yes.
Dukes?
Yes. Shorten that royalty word.
Royals.
The Royals.
Oh, yay!
Ain't that something?
Man, I way overthought all of these.
Should I do women too? Should I do the women's tournaments ones?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Oh,
If we got time.
you're never gonna get Western Illinois out of the Ohio Valley.
Western Illinois.
Western Illinois.
Are they
The Knights, the Lady Knights.
No,
the Hawks?
The mascot looks like a bulldog, but it's not called a bulldog. It's a very specific name for a bulldog.
An American bulldog?
No, they are the Leathernecks. Western Illinois Leathernecks.
What?
Now, how about out of the Southern Conference? Samford. Come on, you've seen Samford.
That's a bulldog.
That is a bulldog.
Oh, good job, Jorge.
You know who UCLA is. You know who Duke is. We're not going Texas Longhorns. How about Rhode Island out of the A10?
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of Providence because they're like the weird deacon, friar guy.
No, not
Dang
Providence.
It.
Rhode Island. Rhode Island for the women.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Is it lobsters?
It's alliterative with Rhode Island.
Lobster?
No, they're not the lobsters.
Rhode Island Raiders.
No, it's an animal.
Rabbits.
Close. No.
Hair.
They got horns.
Jackrabbits?
No.
Oh.
The Rams.
Oh.
Okay.
How is a rabbit close to a ram? They're both mammals. That's all you got.
Was what I was
all right,
thinking.
Fair
of
enough.
in that. South Dakota State out of the Summit League.
Oh, I should know this one. South Dakota State. No, those are the Jackrabbits.
They are the Jackrabbits.
Yeah.
Jackrabbits.
James Madison. Come on.
Oh, they're the Dukes.
Yeah, they're
the Lady
the
Dukes.
How about Jacksonville University out of the A-Sun?
They're the game. Jacksonville University.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins.
They are the Dolphins.
That one I knew. That's why I asked state because I was like, oh
Yep.
yeah.
And last one here, Fairfield out of the MAAC.
Oh, the mock. I don't know.
Fairfield.
Is it a bulldog?
It's an animal. It's not a bulldog.
Panther.
No.
Tiger.
Eagle.
There's a lot of this up in the wooded northern area.
Deer.
What's another word for that?
The does?
No.
Oh, the bucks.
What's another word for bucks?
Stags?
Stags.
Okay.
Fairfield Stags. I knew a guy who went to Fairfield.
Oh, that's cool.
I also knew a guy who went to Marist. I always got those two confused because they had the same colors.
I learned that both of those places existed today.
A lot of East Coast, northern East Coast schools. There's a lot of random with that. Oh, man. What a show today. What a show today.
Honestly.
The Raiders, Max Crosby's back home. Not sure. It's kind of like a divorced dad who's going back to get his socks. Thanks to Steph for that joke.
Yeah, so you getting socks, or you staying, or what's the deal?
Yeah, right. The hotel didn't have a vacancy.
You sleeping on the couch tonight?
So
you know where the blankies
he's
are.
got to go to the basement. Stay on the fold out. Maybe he'll be home. Maybe he'll be home tomorrow.
It's Fresno, dude. Who has a basement around here?
Yeah, you're right. I lived in the Midwest too long. Stayed in the garage in the futon, and he's gonna have cereal with the kids tomorrow.
Eating out of a popcorn bowl.
Wife wants him out by 9 a.m.
Yeah. Kids are gone for school. You're out of here.
Yeah. Boy. Or, they could go to therapy. Physical
That's
therapy.
not good. Oh.
And mend up that meniscus.
All right.
And maybe he can stick around.
We'll see.
Wife's got a little bit more money now. A lot more nice things around the house. Maybe there's a way to get this all back and bring this marriage back up from shambles. If one can believe.
You can. That's your right.
People have the right to forgive. Forgive and forget, huh? Come on, Raiders. Come on, Max.
Bring Max home.
He did leave that video over the weekend saying that he didn't have ill will towards the Raiders. So
he wants to play for those Raider fans.
He wanted to retire.
Max is a very cerebral guy, man. There's a world where I can sit there and think he's like, maybe it's a sign. There's a real kind of thing you could think about with that as a possibility. Maybe this is a sign. Anyways. Or maybe it's a sign that you got to go somewhere else. Or, maybe you got to quit baseball because you get struck out by an electrician if you're a Japanese player.
Yeah, honestly, if I was a professional baseball player and I got struck out by a dude that throws 80 miles an hour and just hangs meatballs.
We didn't talk about that.
And I can't hit one. Maybe I should quit.
We didn't talk about that story enough today. Unfortunately, we got 2 seconds left, so we'll see you later. Laker basketball tonight. Go Lakers, huh? We'll see how they do against the T-Wolves. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
Lake Show.
See ya.
Get your business noticed and stand out from the crowd by visiting Mega Prints. Working